It's been a while since I've streamed. I'm kind of sick right now. It's all part of the reason why I haven't streamed, but as you guys know, I've just been busy. And now I'm upstairs again, obviously. So that's not really cool, but we're back upstairs. What's up, P? How you doing, P? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. I hope you're doing good. So I guess Ryan bought more eBay. I'm sure everyone already knows this. But your last 13D was on May 4th. And they had the option exposure of 22 million shares. I don't know how well you can see that, but 22 million shares. Well, options exposure of 22 million shares. So they got 22 million divided by 100, whatever that is. 220,000 options, something like that. But the newest 13D has 29 million exposure. So now they're sitting on 290,000 options. And yeah, pretty interesting. They got to be up massive on that position. Like I don't know. They got to be up at least over 500 million. If it's not over 500 million, it's around 500 million. But yeah, not very exciting. I saw this video. Maybe we'll react to it. I don't know if I really want to react or not. I feel sick. I'm like dying, bro. I hope I didn't get like some like lung infection or something from grinding the concrete. Jared! What's up, Jared? It has been a minute. I hope you're doing good. New room. I hate change. Go back. This is the OG room. This is where I was at when I first started the stream, bro. Only the OGs know about this. The super bright room with the terrible background. It's like I'm like going into the light, you know? I had to move everything upstairs because it's just too gnarly to hang out downstairs. It's like all humid and I just can't do it, bro. I just can't do it, bro. Gotta put the hats back on the couch. Oh, the hats are literally right there. I got you, bro. Give me a second. Is he buying every week? I'd imagine he's buying every day. Like, this little dip here this morning, like, I would imagine that's him buying. Or, you know, not the dip, but the dip being bought, I would imagine. I think he's buying every single day. Personally. But, I don't know. You know, it's pretty tough to prove, but the price action kind of... Especially, isn't the market, like, down quite a bit today? Not really. But I'd imagine they're buying every single day. I'd imagine he's trying to get this going, you know? And it's like, he can't just buy billions of dollars of eBay at one time. It has to be spread out, or else the price would just go straight up. And I don't think that's what he wants, you know? I think he's just trying to accumulate as much as he can without really, like, skyrocketing the price. Moose! What's up, Moose? Good to see you, bro. Hugh G! What's up, Hugh G? Ebola? I hope not. What have I been stricken with? I don't know. I've been super sick the past, like, week. Part of the reason I haven't been streaming, but, mostly just been busy. Unfortunately, I didn't get the pipes put in yesterday. The people that were supposed to do it bailed out, so not gonna have that finished for about a week. And so that sucks. That really sucks. but it's okay. Hopefully it gets done sooner than later. I just can't hang out downstairs anymore. It's too gnarly, bro. Like, I feel like the reason I'm sick is because I'm, like, hanging out in that, like, humid-ass area. It's just bad. So, I just moved all my stuff upstairs. And it kind of sucks, but I mean, I have to remodel the whole downstairs anyway, so it kind of has to be done anyway. Gotta put the hat. All right, I'll put the hats back on the table. I haven't even checked the markets yet. Nah, you're not missing anything. It's pretty flat. Pretty flat. What's up? Comedy, censored comedy, price getting closer to 125. Target suggests the street thinks the deal will go through. I think the only reason the price up is because GameStop's buying. What's up, Grady? Risk take, what's up? What needs to get done? I just need to, I already got the, if you watched the last stream I did, you'll see what I've done. But I just got to get the pipes in and then bury the pipes, redo the concrete, and then pretty much just focus on aesthetics after that, you know, painting the walls, doing the tile or vinyl, whatever I end up doing, most likely vinyl. I don't think I'd ever do carpet again. I'm not a big carpet fan. So most likely like vinyl or something, vinyl plank most likely. But who knows how long that's going to take, and that's another I saw a pallet at Lowe's like a week ago or a week or two ago. It was like just something someone ordered and then they didn't end up wanting it or something, and that was like half the price of normal vinyl, and it was still like $2,000. So it's gonna be quite a bit to do aesthetics. But I do have a friend who's like, well, the person who helped me cut the concrete is that's what they did for a living, was tile. So potentially I'll be able to get a good deal on some nice flooring. But yeah, aesthetics are gonna be a whole nother cost, and I'm not very excited for it, but unfortunately I'm kind of in too deep at this point. If any of you guys saw the last stream that I did, I'm in too deep, bro. Am I in too deep and I'm trying to keep up above in my head instead of going under. What has even been going on? Is there like anything to talk about? I mean, I got all this content I need to react to, but I gotta go blow my nose first. One sec, give me a second. Oh yeah, I gotta put the hats back on the couch. Let me put the hats back on the couch for the OGs. For the OGs! For the OGs! I don't even remember how they were set up. Something like that. Something like that, right? I think we gotta put the... whatever. Let's throw Buck right there. How's that look? Oh, you can't even see it. The chair's in the way. The chair's in the way. You can't even see it. Let's see. Oh, there you go. I don't think that's how they were set up last time, but it is what it is. Chewy got blasted the past month. I haven't looked at Chewy in a long time. Dude, is it $20? God damn. That's almost a retrace of the breakout. Very odd. Yeah, like once you hit about $19, that's the retrace of the breakout, basically. That's crazy. Not saying it's a good buy or anything, but from a technical perspective, that is a good trade. obviously I wouldn't buy it. One sec. Give me a second. Because I'm in too deep. Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron. What's up, bro? I mean, I don't know. I don't think we've missed anything. They rejected the offer, and Ryan Cohen bought another like 1.5%, and he's probably buying more as we speak, judging by the price action. So, yeah, I think he'll get another 13D soon, where they're sitting at like 35 million shares or something. Or not 35 million shares, but 350,000 options, which is the exposure of 35 million shares. I'm sure you'll see that soon. And I'm curious to see how much they'll actually buy, because I feel like GameStop's gonna buy up to like 8-9%, and then potentially Ryan Cohen himself will buy shares. But I'm not sure. Not really sure. They're going after everything Ryan Cohen has touched. Well, Chewy's financials aren't that great. They had that one good year, or that one good quarter, and I don't think they've been doing well. There's always a reason why stocks are going down. There's no like tinfoil about it. They're probably just not doing as well as the market thought they were going to. They're still doing all right. Probably just overvalued. But either way, it's a good like trade from a technical perspective. You're getting the retrace of the breakout, so all breakouts get retraced most of the time. Eventually, it could take 5 years, it could take 10, it could take 1. In Chewy's case, it taking 1, and it should go back up. Maybe. Could be overvalued though. Varley, what's up, Varley? Kev, what's up, Kev? Been a while, Kev. Hope you're doing good. What about the tin futures? They're up. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. All right. The metal? Oh. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I'll look at it every now and then, but it's not in my best interest. Seen Ryan Cohen on Piers Morgan the other day saying eBay is ran by a bunch of losers. Yeah, that's funny. I still haven't watched that interview, bro. I haven't watched any of the Ryan Cohen interviews except the ones we've reacted to. I've been busy, man. It's definitely eye-opening, how busy I've been the past couple weeks. It showed me that, I had a lot of time. I had a lot of time on my hands for the past 7-ish years. And it makes sense why people no offense to anybody who's working out there. Obviously, working's a good thing. I don't find any I don't have any negativity towards working, but it does take up a lot of your time and mental energy, and I could just it just makes me it made me understand why people aren't I don't want to say educated, but why they're so misinformed. I think people just get super misinformed because they don't have the time to actually research for themselves. And even if they do have the time, all their mental energy is getting put into work or, you know, whatever else they're doing. And they're just never going to put in that time because their energy is somewhere else. Like, all of my energy for the past 7 years has been strictly into the stock market. And, you know, it's very eye-opening because I have not been able to even, like, care about anything for the past week or two. Overworking is bad. Sitting around rotting is bad. You gotta find balance to be happy. I mean, that's not really the point I was trying to make. I think even if you're, like, working at all, or, you know, you're just super busy, you're just never gonna have the energy to do proper research. And I just think it's time. I think it's difficult to have too many eggs in too many baskets, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Like, when you're able to focus all your energy on one thing, which, you know, for me, it's been the stock market for the past 7 years. It's, I mean, not all my energy, but I would say 80 to 90% of my energy has been, like, all in on the stock market for the past 7 years. And it just makes a lot of sense why people don't view it the same way as me, because they haven't put the time in. Like, I've no-lifed this. But, you know, like I said, the past week or two, it's just opened my eyes to why people don't view it the same way as me and haven't done the research, and why people are so negative about GameStop as well. People are, like, so negative about GameStop because they don't have the time to research. They don't have the energy to put forth to do it, you know? They just pop on one of the shitty YouTube videos, you know? I mean, I got a whole tab full of them. And that's where they get their information, because it's simple and it's easy and it's you know, it's just, if you don't have the time and the energy to put towards doing your own research and thinking for yourself, it just makes a lot of sense why people are the way they are. You know, it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's really a bad thing. It's good to put your energy towards work and, you know, not put your energy towards numbers on a fucking screen, I think. But it's just, yeah, it's just different. It just made me realize how much time I truly had to myself, and, like, yeah, that's all I'm really trying to say. Like, I haven't done anything with YouTube lately. You know, we were crushing on YouTube. 3 videos a day, at least a stream every day, sometimes 2. I haven't done anything. It's like, you just need the energy for it. You seem pretty chipper today. Happy for you. I'm happy to be on stream, bro. I'm happy to be on stream. I'm still pretty stressed out about the plumbing thing, obviously. But I can't really even focus on that for the next week because there's nothing to do anymore. I already cut everything. I already dug everything. Now I just gotta wait on the plumber to be ready. And once the plumber gets in there and fucking does his thing, I'll be back on the grind, and, you know, then it'll probably be another little hiatus from streaming and making videos again. But for the next week, I should have time. So I'm gonna try to react to some stuff today, even though I don't really feel like it. A lot of this stuff is kind of old, so it's kind of irrelevant, but I do want to get to all this stuff. You know, just because I haven't been here just because I missed out for a week, you know, I was going to react to all this stuff anyway, so, like, I'm going to do it, bro. I'm going to do it, even if it's irrelevant, even if it doesn't get views. I gotta finish this tab here. You know, maybe I won't read everything, watch everything, but I'm gonna get to what I can here. Or what I want to get to, I suppose. People have time to work and research. They find time to scroll their phones for 6 hours after a shift. Well, I mean, if you don't have the that's the whole point. You have the time, but you don't have the energy to put towards it. But scrolling through your phone doesn't take any energy. It takes no effort. It's a mindless fucking brain dead activity. Putting your time and, if you've burnt all your energy out at work or something, or whatever it may be, maybe it's not even work. Maybe you have a family or something like that, or you have like negative people around you. If all your energy is going to that, how are you going to be able to put proper energy into actually like doing something beneficial to your time, or like educating yourself properly? You're just not going to do it. You're going to take the easy route, and the easy route is, listening to some YouTuber. That's the easy route. Like, I haven't even watched YouTube videos for the past week. I just barely, yesterday, watched all the Voidzilla. I haven't even watched all the Voidzilla videos, but Voidzilla uploaded a bunch of videos. Like, I haven't done shit the past week. Besides, all my energy and, like, focus is on this stupid project. But now I have a little, gap in time here, so it's kind of nice. Jared with the $10! $10 to make me holla, baby. Let's go. Appreciate you, Jared. Thank you, bro. Thank you for the $10, Jared. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Alright, let's react to something, though. I say we react to this, because this is a brand new video. And I have no clue what it's even about. Should Ryan Cohen be taken seriously as an eBay investor? And, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, yeah, I don't know. I haven't reacted to something in so long. I don't know how this is gonna go. I feel like I'm like... I feel like I'm starting over, bro. I feel like I'm starting over. Literally, I'm back where we started. I'm back in the fucking place we started. I don't even know what I'm about to say. I kind of need to go to the bathroom, but let's see what's up. Let's see what's up with this. Let's see what's up with this. Oh, I haven't reacted to something in so long. This is gonna be interesting. Oh yeah, I need my headphones. Oh well. Oh well, we'll just do it this way. Alright. Let's see what these guys gotta say.
For years, I haven't hid my feelings on GameStop overlord Ryan Cohen. He couldn't find it in himself to bring his creation, Chewy, public, so he dumped it on PetSmart for over $3 billion. Today, Chewy's valued at $8.
Wait, what? I'm pretty sure... Oh, no. Okay, never mind. I almost spread false information. That's how long it's been since I've reacted, because he's right. It did get sold to PetSmart before it went public, so... Gotta restart now! Gotta restart the stream clip now. See, I'm out of it, bro. I've been out of the game too long. I almost spread false information there. I almost spread false information.
For years, I haven't hid my feelings on GameStop overlord Ryan Cohen. He couldn't find it in himself to bring his creation, Chewy, public, so he dumped it on PetSmart for over $3 billion. Today, Chewy's valued at $8.4 billion. He has fumbled over around at dying GameStop in the process, putting out a host of lame posts on X, and now he thinks he has the financial firepower and brain power to swallow up e-commerce icon eBay, which has been doing quite well under CEO Gme Gamestop. I want to illustrate...
eBay has not been doing well. They've been losing assets. Sure, they made $2 billion in net income last year, but their assets are going down because of buybacks and stock compensation. But Ryan Cohen is absolutely crushed with GameStop, and Chewy was one of the largest e-commerce business deals at the time. So to say, Chewy's only successful because he sold it to PetSmart is actually insane.
My points further by digging into the filing this week from Cohen's GameStop on eBay. I think you might have missed it, so I'm bringing it back up. The headlines read that he upped his stake in the company to 6.6%, but did he really? despite GameStop claiming a
Did he really? Yeah, he did. He just bought options instead because when you're a multi-billionaire, doing a couple million on options is basically a risk-free trade. And yeah, I don't think Ryan Cohen's trying to drop, $3 billion on eBay shares unless he knows for sure that the shareholder vote is going to come around. Once they get that shareholder vote through eBay or, get it set up, that's probably when they'll exercise the options. But who knows, maybe they're gonna do something that nobody's ever seen before. I think the option route is very interesting because even if it doesn't work out, they're only gonna lose like $3 million. But they'll probably buy more, so they'll lose a few $1,000,000. But they have billions of exposure to eBay, so I think it's yet to be determined how exactly it's gonna be played out.
stake of eBay of 6.6%, almost all of the position is in derivatives. The filing reflects only about $10 million of current disclosed cost. GameStop.
And also, I think they're up like $500 million on the option position, which is absolutely insane. That's almost what they made in net income last year, so a very successful trade nonetheless.
Directly owns only 25,000 eBay shares, about 0.006% of outstanding shares. Just wanted to toss it out there for you Ryan Cohen fans. The remainder of the disclosed exposure relates to derivatives.
Yes, I'm a huge Ryan Cohen fan, and I already knew that. I didn't need you to tell me that. It's pretty easy, you open the filing, you read it. It's very simple, actually.
Linked put call pairs with TD of about 29.1 million shares. My question of the day is this: should Ryan Cohen be taken seriously as an investor in eBay? Jared, what say you?
Oh yeah, 100%. Ryan Cohen should always be taken seriously, but for some reason nobody takes him seriously because he's just a funny guy and he's not a traditional CEO. But if you've seen Ryan Cohen's track record, and especially what he's done with GameStop the past few years, you should take Ryan Cohen seriously, and he is going to take over eBay. It's only a matter of time.
Because you and I have been covering this meme stock rally damn near for 7 years.
Oh my goodness, it still has its gifts for us, doesn't it? Well, let's think about this. If Ryan Cohen is mainly invested in eBay through options, well, he set a target price of $125. So he's kind of showing his hand a little bit there. And if eBay continues.
How is he showing his hand? That doesn't make any sense. They've been buying the options since eBay was trading at like $80, $85. They're up absolutely massive on this option position, and they're still buying. They're probably buying today.
Along its trend because it has been trending up. It's been a decently performing stock. Maybe it gets there. But let's go to the Wi-Fi Interactive. I just want to show you what GameStop has done versus eBay this year. This is year-to-date chart.
And the more Ryan Cohen buys these options, or, it depends on the strike price, of course, how much they'll actually have to buy the shares for if they exercise, but... Oh, I just forgot what I was about to say. Fuck.
And you can see eBay is pulled ahead, 35% versus GameStop's 11%. But right in here, when they were about neck and neck year to date, that's when we first got this news. And guess what? Investors, I don't think, are believing this. GameStop barely got a rise out of this latest gambit here. Let me show you the 6-year chart on GameStop.
Thank you, Jared. I was going to ask you. Thank you for showing.
And that's a good looking chart, isn't it? Nice and flat, nice and solid accumulation for the past few years. That's a good looking chart. I like that. And, eBay's chart going up doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean their business is good. It doesn't mean anything. If you go and look at the fundamentals of eBay, they are not doing anywhere near as good as they could be. Just because their share price is going up means nothing. And realistically, the only reason their share price is going up is because Ryan Cohen or GameStop is buying eBay shares. Well, options, I guess.
I appreciate it.
There we go. There's that big GameStop pop that we got in early 2021. And
oh, yeah. I wonder if we'll get one of those ever again. That'll be pretty interesting if we get something like that again. We'll see. We'll see.
All of the fireworks have been diminishing since then, so there's just not much.
How come they don't have the spike of 2024 on the chart? That doesn't make any sense. It went to $80 in 2024. That's crazy. That's when I first got into this position, or when I first noticed it, I guess. I made quite a bit of money trading on the squeeze in 2024, and then for the past, 2 years, it's just been straight up accumulation. And honestly, I like that the price is kind of flat. Obviously, we all want the stock to go up so we can make money, but realistically, the longer the stock price stays flat, the more we can accumulate at a lower price. And I would say that's extremely valuable, especially because of the reasons the stock's staying flat. They raised the bonds, they did the warrants. In 2024, they did the stock offering. So a lot of positive reasons why the stock has actually gone down. It's not really anything reflecting negatively towards GameStop's business. It's just people are afraid of dilution or whatever, and that's just how stocks react. And people arbitrate the bonds and the warrants. They buy the bond, short the stock, vice versa, whatever. But yeah, looks great to me.
Bang for your buck, at least in GameStop stock here. But when it comes to eBay, that's, if you can get $125 by a certain time, maybe his options bet turn out, but that's all it seems to me to be. It's an options bet.
Let's just leave that chart up there for a second, because for all you Ryan Cohen fans out there tweeting.
How can it just be an option bet? They can literally exercise the options at any time, as long as they're in the money. But if those options are in the money, that just means GameStop's up absolutely massive on the option position. So that makes no sense yet. Yeah, it is an option trade, but it's a way to minimize risk in a lot of ways if it doesn't work out. If they just bought billions of dollars of eBay shares and it doesn't end up working out, then you're just stuck holding a massive bag of eBay shares. But if you got, a few million in options and it doesn't work out, you lose a few million. Who cares? You're a multi-billion-dollar company. A few $1 million is nothing.
You're posting vile crap to me. There's your hero in real time. Look at that chart.
I'm not even recording, dude. Oh, chat. I'm not even recording. Son of a bitch, chat. I'm actually stupid. I'm not even fucking recording, bro. Oh my god, I'm a rookie, dude. I'm an actual rookie. I'm not even recording. Son of a bitch, bro. That's actually so annoying. Oh no. Oh, chat. It's rookie season, apparently. Oh, man, I wasn't even recording, bro. I wasn't even recording. Oh, that's disappointing. Alright, I guess we gotta restart. I could have sworn I clicked the record button. Oh, that's actually frustrating, because I don't even remember what I was talking about. Ay, ay, ay. As long as they're holding the options, this is by definition an option play. Also, we don't really know how the positions are set up since it all put call pairs. It's entirely possible that it is 0. Do you not know how options work? Your little comment here makes no sense. You must not know how options work, apparently. That's crazy. That's actually insane. Maybe you should get educated on options before you make a stupid comment and think that you know anything. That's actually insane, bro. They're 2-year they're 2-year leap options. They don't expire till 2028. You think they're worth 0? Okay. You're an idiot if you think they're worth 0. Plain and simple. Nothing more than that. You must not know how options work. Maybe you should go educate yourself. I have videos on my channel that are about 7 years old that my beginner phases of the stock market, and you got everything about options in those videos, so you could go educate yourself instead of living in ignorance. That's crazy, bro. That's actually insane. Dude doesn't even know how options work. Pretty interesting.
I haven't hid my feelings on GameStop overlord Ryan Cohen. He couldn't find it in himself to bring his creation Chewy public, So he dumped it on PetSmart for over $3 billion. Today, Chewy's valued at $8.4 billion. He has fumbled over around at dying GameStop in the process, putting out a host of lame posts on X. And now he thinks he has the financial firepower and brain power to swallow up e-commerce icon eBay, which has been doing quite well under CEO Gme Gamestop. I want to illustrate.
eBay has not been doing well. eBay's assets are only going down. And sure, their stock price is going up, but that means nothing. The only reason their stock price is going up is because they do buybacks, and dividends don't really make the stock price go up, but most of their income is going towards buybacks, so that's the only reason the stock's up. But eBay's business is not doing anywhere near as well as it could be, and Ryan Cohen is going to be the man to turn it into the juggernaut it should be.
My points further by digging into the filing this week from Cohen's GameStop on eBay. I think you might have missed it, so I'm bringing it back up. The headlines read that he upped his stake in the company to 6.6%, but did he really? Despite GameStop claiming a stake in eBay of 6.6%, almost all of the position is in derivatives. The filing reflects only about $10 million of current disclosed cost.
These people must not know how options work. You can literally exercise the options and just buy the shares at whatever strike price. Nobody knows what strike price they bought those options at. It could be 90, it could be 100, it could be 85. So they could be getting these shares for a lot cheaper than what the current eBay price is at. And they could already be up hundreds of millions of dollars. And from my estimates, they're probably up around $500 million on that position already.
GameStop directly owns only 25,000 eBay shares, about 0.006% of outstanding shares. Just wanted to toss it out there for you Ryan Cohen fans. The remainder of the
I'm a huge Ryan Cohen fan. And also, like I said, they can exercise those options at any time if they're in the money. So I don't think that's really a good observation. These people must not know how options work.
Disclosed exposure relates to derivative-linked put-call pairs with TD of about 29.1 million shares. My question of the day is this:
Why are they saying a put-call pair? I'm pretty sure they just bought calls. I don't think they bought any puts.
Ryan Cohen be taken seriously as an investor in eBay? Jared, what say you? Because you and I have been covering this meme stock rally damn near for 7 years.
Oh my goodness, it still has its gifts for us, doesn't it? Well, let's think about this. If Ryan Cohen is mainly invested in eBay through options, well, he set a target price of $125. So he's kind of showing his hand a little bit there. And if eBay continues along its trend, because it has been trending up, it's been a decently performing stock, maybe it gets there. But let's go to the Wi-Fi Interactive. I just want to show you what GameStop has done versus eBay this year. This is year-to-date chart, and you can see eBay is pulled ahead.
Oh, here we go. And comparing charts, that's really how you should compare a business. We're talking about business here. Stock chart going up and down on a screen means nothing.
35% versus GameStop's 11%. But right in here, when they were about neck and neck year to date, that's when we first got this news. And guess what? Investors, I don't think, are believing this. GameStop barely got a rise out of this latest gambit here. Let me show you the 6-year chart on GameStop.
Thank you, Jared. I was going to ask you. Thank you for showing us that. I appreciate it.
There we go.
Yeah, thank you, Jared. That's a really good looking chart. And you guys also didn't show the squeeze of 2024. Just completely ignoring that for some reason. I don't know why. And also, Yahoo hasn't even updated GameStop's earnings on their page for some reason. They just skipped Q4 earnings and straight to the estimates of Q1, which is pretty odd.
There's that big GameStop pop that we got in early 2021, and all of the fireworks have been diminishing since then. So there's just not much bang for your buck, at least in GameStop stock here. But when it comes to eBay, that's, if you can get $125 by a certain time, maybe his options bet turn out, but that's all it seems to me to be. It's an options bet.
Let's just leave that chart up there for a second, because for all you Ryan Cohen,
it's not just an options bet. They can easily just exercise the options and buy the shares, and they're probably already up massively on that option position, so that just doesn't make any sense. It's not an option bet, and it's a leap. I don't think they expire until 2028, so it's pretty interesting how people are viewing this.
Fans out there tweeting at me or posting vile crap to me. There's your hero in real time. Look at that chart. That's the fine work he has done on GameStop. I mean, it's terrible work. Inez, what say you?
What are they talking about? They went from losing hundreds of millions of dollars to making hundreds of millions of dollars, and they have over $10 billion in the balance sheet just as cash. And at this point, with the eBay position, they're probably sitting on over $12 billion in equities and cash. The stock chart is not a good reference of how the business is doing. I think that's where people are getting messed up here. A stock chart doesn't necessarily reflect the business. Sometimes it does, but not really.
Look, Cohen is trying to really drum up PR, optics. So he went on Piers Morgan. He's trying to drum up the retail trader enthusiasm to try and take over this company. eBay is not interested. They took down his collectible posting that he put on eBay as well. He should go on your show. That's what I think.
Inez, I have challenged this guy.
On your show.
Inez, I've challenged him for a full hour debate on my show. I'll put it out there again. He's running, Inez. He's hiding because he knows I'm going to spend every waking hour over the course of 48 hours going through.
He probably isn't hiding. He probably just doesn't want to talk to someone who doesn't understand business. You know, someone who looks at a stock chart and thinks that's how the business is performing. He probably doesn't want to talk to someone like that.
Every single thing he has done in his life, and every single financial statement. And that's the heat I'm going to bring to him. Paul, I want to get to you at eBay, though. You've watched many, I imagine, iterations of eBay through the years. This is not the same sleepy.
Like, what is that guy talking about as well? How are you going to challenge Ryan Cohen? It's like, you turned GameStop from losing billions of dollars to making hundreds of millions of dollars. You're doing a terrible job. It's like, what? And plus, the only reason the stock's down is because they did the bonds and the warrants and the stock offering during the 2024 squeeze. Like, there's reasons why the stock isn't up. If they didn't do all those things, GameStop stock would probably be trading a lot higher. But again, these people don't understand business. They just look at a stock chart and think that they get it. It's like, oh, GameStop stock chart hasn't moved. It must be terrible. It's like, no, it's not how it works.
eBay as it was 10 years ago. I mean, I'm not championing everything eBay has done, but they are a different company and they have been better run.
You're right. They are a different company. They went from over 20 million in assets a few years ago to now they're only sitting at 17, 18 billion in assets. Yeah, eBay is doing great. Their business is declining, but their stock chart is going up because of buybacks. Oh man, that's really what you want.
There's no doubt that they're better run, and they have seen a little bit of at least relative growth spurt. But the way I look at this, in this space, even within e-commerce, within my tech sector, there's so many bigger fish to fry. And so I would stay away from it, particularly if it gets a artificial bump based on any acquisition news. But yeah, I do give them credit, a mature company for a long, long time, shown a little bit of edge. I like it.
To say you're an activist investor, Paul, don't you actually have to own stock in the company? I mean, you heard what I just said. I mean, it's barely.
Dude, this guy doesn't even understand the difference between an option and stock. Just because they have options doesn't mean anything. They can exercise that at any time and own the shares. They just don't want to have the exposure of billions of dollars of shares because you don't know what's going to happen in the market, bro. That's crazy. You're better off risking a few $1 million than a few billion. It's very, very simple.
Any percentage of the outstanding shares of eBay. I mean, he's made this a derivatives play, essentially.
Yeah. Well, when you invest with him, as you said before, a meme stock or maybe the cult of personality, there's not a whole lot of fundamentals there. And so, yes, I would be very cautious. And if it gets out of control, maybe turn around and short it.
Yeah, short it, please. Please short it. Do what this guy says. He knows what he's talking about, bro. Please short it. I would love for you to bet against me. That's my favorite thing is when people bet against me. So please, short the stock.
Jared, how much would you love to see me debate Ryan Cohen?
I would pay for that. I would pay for that to see it, yes.
I would pay for it.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate the love. Again, Ryan, you're more than welcome to come on.
Oh yeah, do you guys want to see that guy debate Ryan Cohen? That sounds like a good time. Some guy who doesn't even understand options or business. That's who Ryan Cohen should go to debate. Yep. All right, we gotta do something here because everyone thinks they're smart for some reason. Let's see. Is it the 13D? I can't remember exactly. Is it here? And you go to where is it? They have like a whole thing of exactly what positions they bought. I just don't remember where it is. It's not on the 13D. $8K maybe? Fact sheet? No, it's not that. It's not that. You don't know what I'm looking for, bro. It wasn't that. Calm your little horses. I gotta show you that it's not a fucking put call pair so you can stop thinking you're smart. I just don't remember what file it is where they actually show the trade. It's not on the first doc, bro. This isn't what I'm looking for. Just because this is what you look at, it's not what I'm looking for. So calm your fucking shit down, bro. And economic exposure of 22 million shares, put call pair. That doesn't mean anything. If you're not seeing the actual position, it doesn't mean anything, bro. So let me look for the actual thing before I ban you. Isn't this 13G? No, it's not that. Not that. I just don't remember. Like, I can see the document in my head. I just don't remember where it is. I don't think it's on here. See, I think you used to be able to click on this, the trading data. Maybe it's on the eBay one. I don't remember. Whoops. I don't even know why I'm like trying to, like, do you think I really care if you're like uneducated on the subject or not? I really don't. But I know there's something here. This one? You used to be able to see the trading data. It's not that. I just don't remember where it was. Maybe it's a Form 4. Might be a Form 4. Oh no, it's not that. Form 4 is insider shit. I don't think it's this. No. I just don't remember where it was. I know there's another like thing that actually shows you what they bought. I know it says put call pair in the 13D, but that's not what I'm looking for. I know that's what you guys are looking at, but that's not what I'm looking for. So calm your little panties, bro. Calm your little panties. Maybe it was in the proposal. No. I think it might have been one of these things. No. It's not in the proposal. I wish I could remember what I'm looking for here. That'd be nice. Oh, wait. Isn't it in the eBay tab? I think it's in here, actually. Important information. It's not that. I think, is it this? Might be this. Maybe not. Whoops. No, I think that's just the proposal. I haven't clicked on any of this stuff. Oh, it's right here. Look! Wow! See, if you just calm down for a second instead of thinking you know what you're talking about, that's crazy. Let's see. See, it doesn't even tell you. It says buy, sell. Around a near cent, price per share, total cost value includes reporting person is entered into a put call option transaction with financial institution counterparty. The quote put call pairs. Reporting person is entitled to exercise the put call pairs at any time. Put call pairs is settled solely for cash unless until. Yeah, but you don't know if they have puts. They could be just saying they bought a put call pair, but doesn't look like they bought a put call pair. Just says buy, sell, applicable strike price. So you don't even know if they bought puts or. So I don't know. I don't know why you're putting so much emphasis on this when it doesn't say anything about them buying puts. It says buy, sell, applicable strike price. Sure, it says put call pair a lot here, but does that mean they actually bought puts? You don't know that, bro. You think Ryan Cohen's that stupid? You think Ryan Cohen would buy puts? You think he's a guy that would hedge? I don't. You're just coping? I'm not coping. I just have a brain and I think for myself, and I don't think I know everything just because this says that it's a put call pair. It doesn't mean they bought puts. It says buy, sell. So they could have sold puts. They could have sold puts. How do you know they didn't sell puts? You don't fucking know, dude. So quit acting like you know everything. That's crazy. Actually insane. Actually insane. How did I find that anyway? What did I click on to get to that? I wonder if they have a new one. Let's see. Represents put call pairs. So maybe they I just don't feel like Ryan Cohen would hedge. Hedging seems stupid. Like, why would you hedge this? Like, maybe they bought puts, or maybe they bought calls and sold puts, but I don't think Ryan Cohen would buy calls and sell, or, you know, buy puts as well. That seems stupid. That seems stupid. It's not a hedge, it's assurance. That's literally what hedging is. All right, Red Al, I'm about to ban you. If you're not going to bring anything of value besides just, like, acting like you know everything, we're trying to, like, come up with something by thinking by ourselves instead of, like, reading something and think that's what it is. Ryan Cohen wouldn't fucking buy calls and buy puts. He's not a fucking idiot. Good lord, bro. Fucking crying because I'm trying to find some information. Oh, sorry I don't agree with your fucking idiotic fucking shit, bro. Sorry I like to think for myself and I want to come up with a story for myself instead of reading something that you don't even have the full information about and just being like, yeah, that's what it is. Sorry that you can't do that. Sorry you can't think for yourself and try to come up with a story for yourself. I know it's hard. I know it's hard because your little goldfish TikTok brain doesn't allow it, but it's okay, bro. You don't need to get butthurt. God, bro. It's fucking insane. So, I mean, theoretically, from my, if my analysis is correct, they're up way more than 500 million on that position. I think it would make a lot of sense for them to sell puts and buy calls, because, you know, you buy the calls, you can exercise at whatever strike price if it stays in the money. But if you're selling puts, you're going to be able to buy at whatever strike price you sold the puts at if the stock is down. So it would actually make a lot of sense why they would do that. So potentially they could be up way more on this position than even what I think. Kaluka, what's up, Kaluka? Hope you're doing good. Apollo tried to buy GameStop in 2019. I don't know anything about that. Where's this man hiding his shoulders? What the fuck? Name a billionaire that's gonna give you an hour of his time. Ryan Cohen's invested in GameStop. Yeah, exactly. I think this Red Al dude has left like super negative comments on my videos before, if I'm not mistaken, so I'm pretty sure I've deleted that guy's comments a few times. Can't say anything to kids like this. How do you? Yeah, I've seen his comments on my videos before, but I think I've deleted them all because he just has nothing of value to bring. Which is fine, but you would think, like, I don't know. If you don't agree with anything I say, I don't even know why you're here. To be fair. Like, why are you even here? Why do you watch my videos? Why do you care? Like, I don't care about what you have to say. So, why do you care about what I have to say? Am I invested in eBay in any way? I will be. Once GameStop buys it, I will be. Thought about buying eBay shares, but I just can't ignore this discount on Gme. I mean, GameStop's the way better buy. I think your upside's a lot higher if this deal actually goes through. And even if the deal doesn't go through, I mean, it's definitely way higher if the deal doesn't go through. But we'll see. I don't see it happening. I think Gme should buy Wendy's. Why? Wendy's is garbage. If my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bike. Oh man, that's so funny. That's what you do to make sure that you have options in the money to be able to exercise regardless of the price. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know even. That doesn't even make any sense. Prob is to buy more shares outright with lower cash on hand more this way, gives options. Yeah, exactly. Trade would be sell puts, buy calls with the proceeds, 2 ways to get shares, but only one he has to control over. Yeah, I agree with that. And maybe that's what Red Owl's saying, but I don't know. I don't know why it's so hard to explain it. That I mean, you explained it very simply, but it must be tough for that guy to explain it that simply. Are you saying options provide optionality? You were wrong about everything up until now. You just take 3 hours to find what I already told you. Just go, Ryan Cohen's not an idiot? What? It took like 10 minutes to find what I was looking for. 3 hours? Okay. How am I coping? I'm just doing research. I'm just looking something up. Like, oh shit. This fucking guy, bro. How much is GME down on the crypto? Like 300 million, but they sold the calls, so realistically, probably nothing. Great, thanks for asking. How's the house coming along? Oh, it's something. It's not coming along great, if to be fair. I mean, hopefully by next week it should be, the pipe should be in and everything should be good, but we'll see, man. The house has been it's been stressful for sure. Value comes from thinking and not dogmatic. What are you talking about, bro? I don't think critically? What are you talking about, bro? Dude, why are you just like assuming things about me? That's crazy. I'll give you one more chance, Red Owl. You can bring some value to the chat, but I will ban you forever if you're just gonna continue to talk shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about your opinion, bro. If you think I just like am assuming things, like, that's crazy. You don't know me at all. You've never been in this stream. Maybe you have. Let's see. Let's look at this dude's channel activity. Let's see what stupid things this guy has said in my chat before. Let's see. He's been here 3 times. He had a message that got deleted. No one besides apes thinks this deal is good for eBay. All right. So you are just retarded. All right. Okay. Makes sense. You are just an idiot. That's fair. Not surprising. Said 10,000 times put call pairs and you refuse to accept it. A put call pair can mean many things. It can mean you bought a call and bought a put. It means you could have sold a call and sold a put. It means you could have bought a call and sold a put. It means you could have bought a put and sold a call. There's a lot of different scenarios on how a put-call pair could work out. I know that's very difficult for you to understand because your little brain doesn't understand how options work, but just because it says a put-call pair doesn't mean anything. There's 8 different scenarios that put-call pair could be. So, like, whatever. And also, you don't even know if they did anything with puts. So yes, you are just assuming as well. You're getting mad at me for assuming, but you're fucking assuming. You're getting mad at me for what you're doing. Holy shit, this guy's a fucking idiot. Good lord, bro. Holy shit, that's crazy. This guy is getting mad at me for assuming the same thing that he's assuming. That's wild, bro. That's wild. Alright, you're gonna be banned. I'll time you out this time. I'll time you out, but the next time you come in my stream and bring no value, I'll just ban you forever. All right? That's a deal. I'll time you out so you can calm down. You need to calm down. You need to breathe a little bit. You don't know everything. You know, I'm just trying to do some research. I'm just trying to build a story. All right? But you just need to calm down. You can come back. I'll give you a chance to come back. But if you're just going to come back and be angry, I'm just going to ban you forever. I'll just ban you forever, bro. That's like... It doesn't affect me. I ban people forever all the time. Oh my god, bro. It's insane, bro. That's insane, bro. I actually thought the thing I looked up said something about them like buying a call and it just didn't give you the strike price or whatever, but it actually says buy, sell, applicable strike price not given or whatever the fuck it said. So like you don't actually know what they did. Just because it says a put call pair in the thing doesn't mean anything. They didn't give you the strike price, they didn't give you what they bought, they didn't give you what they sold. So you literally don't even know. They could have just bought calls. Just because it says call put pair doesn't mean anything. If you don't have the full information, how can you say I'm wrong when you don't even know? Holy shit, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Like, it would be one thing if it actually, like, told you the exact position they bought, you know? If it was a put and they sold it, it told you what they sold. Like, I would get that, but you're getting mad about 100% unknown information, which is a fucking joke. That's crazy, man. That's actually insane. Getting mad at information nobody knows. Yeah, it says put call pair, but what did they do? Oh right, you don't know because it doesn't say. Wow. Interesting. It's almost like if you actually had the information, you know, then I could understand why you would be mad, but you don't have the information. You don't even know what the fuck is going on. Ugh. Ugh. Crazy. I've always found that typing in all caps is the most persuasive form of argumentation. I just don't get how you can get mad at information that's not even like nobody even knows. Like, yeah, it says put call pair, but you don't know if they actually bought or sold puts. I mean, I think we can all assume they bought calls because, you know, the share exposure, 22 million, whatever. But, yeah, that's just... I just think that's wild, bro. To get mad at something nobody even has the information about is crazy. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I am Lord. Lord, oh, Lord. Oh, la, la, la. Yeah. I am Lord. I am Lord. Yeah. What do we do now? There's so many things to do. I don't think I should read something. Yeah, let's just react to something, because I don't want to read right now.
Imagine being able to build an app.
My throat is cooked, bro. Wait, didn't I try to react to this before? Yeah, I've tried to react to this before. These guys are nuts. I can't react to that one for now. I remember their opinions are not great. Oh yeah, I forgot Jimmy Kimmel did a thing on GameStop. Where is it?
Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching at home. And I want to wish
I don't know if I can watch Jimmy Kimmel on stream. I don't know. South Park reference. What's up, RCH? How you doing, man? React to Carl Icahn fired 12 floors of people. Oh, I don't even know what that is.
A very happy Cinco de Mayo to each one of you. Happy Cinco de Mayo to you, Guillermo.
Thank you. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody.
I thought Jimmy Kimmel did a reaction to GameStop in this. Why do I have this video in my tabs? I don't even see anything about GameStop here.
On a scale from 1 to Cash Patel, how hammered are you right now?
No, I only have...
What the hell, dude? Maybe... I thought they did something with GameStop here, but I guess not. Maybe it got taken out? I could have sworn this video had something about GameStop in it, but I guess not, so... Why? Yeah, I don't know why that's in my thing. If May 5th, I could have sworn they did something about GameStop. I think it is somewhere in here, but it must be just like a tiny little piece of it.
So let them know how bigly he got ripped off. He missed all of them.
Laser beams, right?
$6 billion. No,
Oh, there it is.
The seat of the store, nobody goes. I mean, maybe they're enriching an underground.
I found it. I don't know how long it is though. I think he might just make like a tiny mention of it.
But I can confirm they don't.
So I don't know how good of a I don't know how good of a clip this will be. Ryan Cohen and Icon. Oh, I know about that, but I don't want to react to Carl Icahn. Unless you think it's like a relevant video. I wouldn't react to it. I would maybe watch it, but I wouldn't react to it. I don't think. I'll look it up. But I don't think it's something I would react to. Because it's probably old. Yeah, it's pretty old. Look at the... the video, 7 minutes and 41 seconds long. That's kind of funny.
Let me show you how to go from a sketch of an idea to...
Maybe we'll watch it here in a little bit, but it's not something I want to react to. I'll save my voice. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to keep going. I'm already feeling it. All right. Let's see what Jimmy Kimmel. I don't even know if I'm able to watch Jimmy Kimmel without getting my channel clapped, but I guess we'll find out, huh? Let's make sure I actually click the record button this time. That's kind of important. All right, let's see what this fucking guy's got to say.
Can you, though? I mean, maybe they're enriching an underground stockpile of kamikaze dolphins. We don't know. They could be hiding anything in those beards. This is good. This is almost as nutty as the kamikaze dolphins. GameStop. You know the store nobody goes to because you can download every game imaginable at home?
GameStop sells more than just video games. And also they do have a digital store where you can download games, but they sell collectibles, apparel, like you name it. GameStop sells a lot. Hardware, you know, controllers, and like I think they have like PC parts and stuff as well. It's not just video games, but also people want physical copies of video games. People don't want to download a license for their game. They want to actually own their game. And if nobody goes to GameStop, how did they turn their stores from losing hundreds of millions of dollars to making hundreds of millions of dollars? And the business itself made over $200 million last year, so people must shop at GameStop.
GameStop has announced a surprise bid to buy eBay. The CEO of GameStop, who's very weird, but like weirder than the people who go to his store.
Dude, Jimmy Kimmel's weird. Jimmy Kimmel saying someone is weird is actually crazy. Like, I guess Ryan Cohen is a little weird, but coming from Jimmy Kimmel is wild, bro. This guy is like the weirdest.
Told the Wall Street Journal that his company made an unsolicited proposal to buy eBay for $56 billion. Where they will get $56 billion, nobody knows. Their whole company is only worth $11 billion.
Yeah, you can issue shares, you can get debt. Also, if eBay doesn't accept the offer, you know, the more time it takes for this deal to go through, the more time GameStop has to accumulate more cash. And if GameStop share price goes up and they do a share offering, that's going to be a super easy way to make money. But, you know, there's debt. You can just raise debt. They already have a $20 billion letter from TD Bank to raise that $20 billion in debt. So there's a lot of things you can do to raise that $56 billion. It doesn't matter that GameStop's only a $10 billion company.
This is like Arby's trying to buy Apple. And so, as an experiment, I typed the words GameStop.
Arby's trying to buy Apple? What kind of comparison is that? Dude, who watches Jimmy Kimmel? Like, for real. This dude has 22 million subscribers. This video has 3.5 million views. I mean, it's mostly because it's talking about Trump, probably, but, like, who watches Jimmy Kimmel, bro? Like, actually.
GameStop store into eBay, the very first thing I got was a GameStop store closing sign. Maybe that's why they want to buy it.
I guess he didn't look at Ryan Cohen's account where his socks were selling for $14,000.
To keep those signs from getting out of there. Today, I do want to mention that.
I like how they have to use the clap track to make it seem like Jimmy Kimmel's like smart and thinks he's funny. They have to use a little clap track. There's no way there's a live audience here. Like nobody watches Jimmy Kimmel, bro. Maybe like boomers or something. I don't know. Like, I don't think anyone in my chat watches Jimmy Kimmel.
Today is National Teachers Appreciation Day. Did you know that, Guillermo?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't know it.
Wait, that was it? That was all he said?
I wish there was someone, I had some great teachers, student, but this is it,
Can you write?
It's just a little 3-minute mention. I don't even think that's worth making a stream clip out of. That was stupid. That was stupid. Okay. Well, that was dumb. Oh, man. Weiss, what's up, man? What is funny is that all these talking heads get deployed like in the boys wild. Wait, what? No one watches these channels. Got old ass automatons. Yo, Weiss, I just want to say, because I've seen a couple of your comments on my videos, and yeah, I'm a Bitcoin hater, bro. I'm a huge Bitcoin hater, but it's because Bitcoin's not the same as it used to be. You know, the government wasn't buying it. Corporations weren't raising billions of dollars in corporate debt to buy it. You know, there was a time I thought Bitcoin and crypto in general was interesting, and I've made money trading crypto. But for the past 2 years, I've 100% been a crypto hater, and I will forever be a crypto hater because it's not the same crypto as it used to be. And sure, you know, you might make money on it. I'm sure you will. You know, I'm sure you will. I'm sure Bitcoin will go up forever, but I'm a hater, bro. I think crypto's stupid. I think it has no value, and you know, that's just my opinion. It doesn't really mean anything, you know? Doesn't really mean anything. I think once it had corporate adoption, I mean, ask anyone here, bro. Like, I've been a crypto hater since the top, and I mean, anyone who's been around for a long time, I've been a crypto hater since the top. And so far, I've been right. You know, looking down 5-10 years, will I be right? I think that's extremely debatable. But personally, I would never buy it. And, you know, if you guys like crypto, that's fine, you know. It doesn't... my opinion shouldn't really matter, to be fair. Like, sure, my track record's been good, but nobody knows what 5, 10, 20 years looks like. I'm just a hater now. Even if Bitcoin went to all-time highs, I would still be a hater, personally, but it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. I'm enjoying the hell out of the stream today. I appreciate you being here, Jared. I appreciate you being here, bro. I'll try to find something else to react to here.
Can you watch the GameStop?
Oh yeah, didn't I react to this guy already? That guy's super negative. I can't react to that guy for now. I don't know, man. I have too many things to react to. Didn't this guy have a... Oh yeah, let's watch this guy's video. I don't even know who this is. Techno Sports?
Here's a fun one. Guys, pretend like you're holding...
I like how he's in front of the Wall Street building. It's kind of funny. It was a mistake. Yeah, I respect that. Yeah, I'm just a... And like I said, the reason why I hate Bitcoin so much is because of the corporate adoption of it. And I just... Personally, I can't see the value in Bitcoin, you know? Like, I get that it's a sort of like a commodity, you know, the scarcity aspect. It's very similar to, like, Pokemon or, like, gold, in my opinion. And I would never buy Pokemon or gold or any commodity, so it's kind of just like in that category for me. I like business. I like investing in business because, you know, you buy the right business, it doesn't matter, like, there's no, the scarcity, like, of course there's like a scarcity aspect of the shares and stuff, kind of, sort of, but I like business because it grows, and it just has a lot more of an interesting future than like a commodity, I guess. I mean, look at gold and silver, you know? Sure, gold and silver are up massive the past year or 6 months, but gold and silver literally didn't move for 12 years. So it's like... Didn't they off one of the creators of crypto? I have no clue. I don't know about that. What kind of computer are you rocking? It's an iBuyPower one. I bought it a few years ago. Has a Ryzen 9, I think. NVIDIA 2080, I believe. I think it's a 2080. I forget. It's 32 gigs of RAM. It's just kind of a basic computer, but it's just old. I actually really like Troic is on most things. Is that guy? Is that the guy I just clicked on? This guy?
Can you watch the GameStop CEO video?
Is that him? Fortunately, we go nowhere in GME without corporate buy-in. We're just tiny fish. I kind of agree. I'd kind of disagree with that. You've had more corporate buying the past year or so, and the stock hasn't even moved. So I don't know if I really agree with that. GameStop shares will grow with the company. Once the company proves itself, it'll you know, the stock price will grow with it. Who's buying it on the other side? I don't know if that really matters. I think it's more what people are willing to pay. And the corporate adoption of buying stocks has always been there, but nobody's raising billions of dollars of debt to buy GameStop, whereas, you know, Bitcoin, they're raising billions of dollars to buy Bitcoin. And if I was someone who was bearish on the market or someone who shorted stocks, if I saw all these corporations raising as much debt as they are to buy Bitcoin, I would be shorting the shit out of it. And I mean, I feel like the price action has reflected that since that happened. It's an easy short. It's an easy short because all they have to do is hold the price down until those bonds that all those companies raised expired, and then they're all screwed. So it's to me, it seems like the easiest short ever. And I'm not just saying that now because Bitcoin's down. I was saying that at all-time highs because there's a huge problem with raising billions of dollars of debt to buy Bitcoin, in my opinion. Let's see. I don't know, Bitcoin, the only thesis I see is if you think the infinite money printing of central banks is an imminent threat to any and every currency. I just don't think that's much of a problem as people think it is. I can't be bearish on the world reserve currency. You wouldn't be able to buy Bitcoin if there wasn't currency. So it's just I can't be a doomer on currency. Doesn't really make sense. What, are you gonna trade a cow for Bitcoin or something? You gonna trade a fucking lamb for Bitcoin? Institutional ownership of Gme is up from last year. Yeah, I think someone posted in the Discord. It's like 44% or something now. Can't remember. Someone posted it. Yeah, you're at 44.67%. But the total value of the holdings is down because I think last time when this was posted, or whenever Larry posted this, I think the stock was actually up. Yeah, there's more institutional ownership, but stock's down, so the value of the holdings is lower. So I just, personally, I don't know how much that matters. I really don't. If people aren't willing to pay a higher price for GameStop, it's pretty tough for it to go up higher, I feel like. And also, you know, as negative as people are, you know, people are always going to short it whenever it hits the higher 20s or 30 or whatever. Keep shorting it. We have something like 190 million shares that cannot be accounted for. I don't know what that means. There's only 60 million shares shorted or something like that. If you go on Market Watch. And those shares are, 60 million. They're accounted for. There's a lot of companies that have short interest on their stock. It's part of the market. You're able to mine it, which converts energy into Bitcoin. Bitcoin's digital gold, and just like gold, it has been converted to paper via ETFs. Yeah. I can agree with that. I guess, yeah. I just think people are way too bullish on Bitcoin, personally. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Break Nation. What's up, Break Nation? It's going all right. Just trying to get my house finished. It's it's one issue after another, it seems. But it should be done by next week. What's up, Ruben? Later, Jared. Have a good one, man. Have a good one, Jared. Guilty of being mega bullish on Bitcoin. A lot of people are. And, you know, I think if you're looking out on a long enough time frame, Bitcoin probably will go up, but I don't think it's going to go up as much as people think it is. And like I said, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You know, maybe once all those corporate bonds expire and all the companies who raised all that debt to buy Bitcoin get absolutely fucked, you know, maybe it'll start going up again. But I feel like the process is just going to repeat again, you know. If Bitcoin starts going up again, people are going to get all excited about it, start raising the bonds again, buying the Bitcoin at all-time highs, and then they're going to get wrecked again, and it's just going to be a continuous cycle of that. So it's, I don't know. I just can't get behind it. And I don't like commodities anyway. You know, if I was going to buy commodities for like a trade or something, I would buy a business that does commodities. Like if I wanted to invest in Bitcoin, I would buy one of the mining companies or something. If I wanted to invest in gold, I'd buy one of the gold mining companies. If I wanted to invest in oil, I'd buy one of the companies that produces oil or mines the oil. Like, that's just where I'm at. I like business. I think business is more interesting than the commodities themselves. And in the case of GameStop, I mean, I think Pokemon and stuff like that's a super interesting investment, but I would never buy it. So what's the next best thing, you know? Buying the company that, well, Power Packs, they have a whole inventory of cards and, you know, retro games. So I just, in my mind, I'd rather buy the business that, you know, is doing business in that field rather than buying the commodity itself. Because the commodity itself does nothing. Hope all goes well. I appreciate it, bro. I hope so too. It will go up inflation. And the reason I'm like it, because AI cannot store gold easily, but can store Bitcoin. Yeah, but inflation's what, 2-3% a year? That's all you're shooting for is 2-3% a year? Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. I would never invest in something because of inflation. Like that's not a reason to invest, I don't think. To some people, I mean a fuck ton of people that's a reason to invest, but I don't think that's a reason to invest. Cash has been realistically for the past 3 years, cash has been the #1 investment, just holding cash. All right, I guess the S&P's up quite a bit, so maybe that's not completely accurate, but cash has been a solid investment the past 3 years. And it's kept up with inflation because inflation's 3%, you're earning 3% on your cash. You haven't made shit on Bitcoin the past 3 years, I don't think. I think the only thing that's really gone up is the stock or the S&P 500 and like the NASDAQ and stuff and chips and stuff like that. Patrick, what's up, Patrick? I find it easier to keep money in Bitcoin than physical gold. Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely. Physical gold would be a pain, bro. Physical gold would suck to invest in. Having to store it and stuff like that. Like, I'm actually getting set to pull the trigger on a large Pokemon sale. Only like a third of what I have. But it's over 30K. I'm about to take some profits. Nice, Break Nation. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. It's probably I mean, I don't know. It's tough to say, you know. Pokemon will probably go up forever, especially sealed product, but it's definitely a good time to sell as well because of the hype aspect. GME's breaking out, is it? Yeah, 2250. Not bad. Not bad. All right. What time? Well, we're streaming for an hour and 30 minutes. All right, let's react to something, I guess. It's all sealed and everything I have is 2.5x over retail. That's fire. I saw some fucking Secrets of Strixhaven play boxes at Walmart the other day. And I feel so stupid because there was literally like 10 boxes. And I said to my cousin, I was like, these are going to be worth like $170 in like a year. And then I looked the other day and they're already selling for like 150. I'm like, bro, I should have just bought all those boxes. Like, that was a rare find. I don't know. It was pretty funny though. It's just fucking like $500 to $800 of profit just sitting on the shelf at Walmart. And I'm just like looking at it. And instead of actually like looking it up and fucking buying it, I was just talking about it. I'm an idiot. Some of it's 10x or higher, damn. You have to pay taxes on Pokemon sales. It seems like you'd have to declare the income. Oh yeah, for sure. Unless you're doing cash only under the table buy or sells. Most likely would have to report it. Did anyone buy eBay stock since it's known? Nah, I haven't touched eBay. I was gonna buy a share, just like one share, just because I'm curious to see what happens when they take it over. But I haven't bought any. I don't have money to buy this shit. I gotta fucking remodel my whole downstairs, so I'm kind of cucked on buying any shares. Gonna be a cash deal. Even those 100-page evolve packs would be worth like $1,400 now. All right. Ugh, don't mind me. I'm just dying. Don't mind me. Do I think it's a good idea? I wouldn't buy eBay. Personally. Like I said, I just want to buy one share just to see what happens. Just to see what happens to it when it gets taken over. But I would never invest in eBay. Like, why would you buy eBay? Like, if GameStop's just gonna buy eBay anyway, what's the point of buying eBay at all-time highs? I don't really see the point of that. GameStop's literally trading under its fundamental value. It's just, yeah, I wouldn't find any value in that. But, you know, it doesn't mean anything. Knowing GameStop's buying it, you know, could be a good reason to buy it, but I wouldn't. I'll own eBay when GameStop takes it over. Ripping 300 plus packs of Hidden Fates. Unless you want to vote. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's definitely fair, but realistically, like, let's be honest. Do you think your vote's gonna matter in reality? If you buy a bunch of eBay shares, like, do you actually think your vote's gonna matter? I don't. Let the whales buy that shit. You know, let the whales do the voting. I don't think if any of us bought shares, you know, there's 25 people in here right now. If we all bought shares of eBay, our votes wouldn't matter, bro. Our votes wouldn't matter. Yeah, it won't matter. My vote as a shareholder matters more than my vote as a U.S. citizen, basically. I mean, you might have a little bit more power as a shareholder, but probably not. A friend that I've been hitting stores with since COVID opened up a shop a few months back, and he's killing it. He's wanting to move the product, so I'm going to get 92% and let him keep 8% of the profit. Oh, nice. That's sick. The number he suggested, not me. I took it immediately. Eyeball deep in Gme. I ripped a pack. I'm gonna go to GameStop tomorrow to overpay for a couple packs. They have a GameStop stamp promo if you spend 15. Dude, they're doing another one of those? Damn. The Gengar went crazy, bro. The Gengar went crazy. I can't vote anyway. I can vote more than once as a shareholder. Yeah, that's true as well. Every new set. Wow. That's impressive, bro. Yeah, definitely go get that. It's definitely worth it. For sure. The Gengar was immediately selling for over 100, 150 bucks. Like the day after it dropped. And then the PSA 10 of the Gengar sold for like, what, $3,000 or something like that? It's crazy. Absolutely insane. $250 now? Holy shit. Yeah, I haven't looked in a while. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. That's that's wild, bro. That's wild. All right. Let's react to whatever this guy's got to say. Techno Sports or Tekken Sports. I don't know. Whatever. Whoever this guy is.
1 year ago, I made this video about if eBay is dying, which was tongue-in-cheek if you recognize the quotation marks, which a lot of people didn't. In that video, I predicted and told everyone that the stock is going to go sky high. When I recorded that video almost a year ago to the day, eBay stock was about $71.
Dang, bro, you better subscribe to this guy's Discord. Make sure you buy his course. And yeah, this guy, man, he predicted eBay going up. Woo! Congratulations, bro. You probably didn't look at their fundamentals, though. You probably didn't look at their fundamentals and see that their assets are declining and their business is declining. And the only reason their stock is going up is because of buybacks. But make sure you guys go and buy his course, bro. Make sure you get that course.
Just hit all-time highs in aftermarket trading and almost broke $120 after the news broke that GameStop is going to plan to acquire eBay. This is the only channel where you will see somebody put boots on the ground and actually come to New York City on Wall Street in front of the New York Stock Exchange.
Do you guys think he actually like put a bet on eBay, or is he just talking? Because I have a hard time believing he actually put any money on eBay. I think he's just, you know, trying to make himself look cool. I don't know. It's a little weird.
And see if GameStop is actually going to purchase eBay. So if you have been living under a rock, that's okay. Most people do. GameStop preparing offer for...
I think that's pretty cool that he went to Wall Street, though, and is, like, actually kind of recording what's going down out there. I didn't know... They had it up on... I didn't know about this little banner thing where they have all the stock tickers and, like, news and stuff. That's pretty interesting. I've never seen that before.
eBay, the GameStop offer for eBay could come as soon as later this month after they have quietly been building a position inside of eBay by acquiring the stock. Now, we didn't actually really come to New York to bring you this breaking news. We'll be here for about a month. That is the Fearless Girl. And as you know, all of my videos, I am steadfast and fearless about the possibilities that eBay has for all of us. Way back a year ago when I made the tongue-in-cheek video that eBay was dead, it was because a lot of people on social media were saying that eBay is dead, all the buyers are gone, this and that. But if you actually read the fundamentals and you read the investor notes that they put out, you will know that that's not true. But just because...
Yeah, eBay's business isn't dead, but it's not growing. I mean, barely growing. It's not dead, though. I don't think eBay will ever die unless the current management team continues to control it. And then maybe in 10, 20 years, eBay will be dead. But if Ryan Cohen gets control of eBay, eBay will be thriving and super successful. And you think that stock price, $118, is impressive? 50 billion market cap? Just wait till Ryan Cohen takes over.
eBay is making boatloads of money hand over fist, it doesn't mean that resellers or eBay sellers are making money in the same kind of capacity. In fact, most of them are losing money. People are still...
Yeah, because eBay is increasing their fees and making shipping more expensive, so eBay is just extracting value from their sellers, which is driving the sellers to go sell to other places, and that's not valuable. And also, the only reason eBay's stock price is even up is because of buybacks. The management team is just trying to make themselves rich. They don't actually care about eBay's business. And that's why sellers on eBay are losing money.
Picking up garbage items. People don't know their numbers. People have no understanding of their business, the platform, the rules, the regulations, promoted listings. A lot of people are literally promoting themselves out of business. And all of those things I've said.
I can agree with that. I don't think most people are as business savvy as they think. So I can get behind that.
100 times before, which is fine. People can continue to list garbage. People can continue to not know how to operate eBay or operate their business. That's fine. Not everybody is meant to be successful. Not everybody is meant to go to the top. But if most people continue down the same trend, the only person that's going to be left making money on eBay is eBay. So what do the numbers look like from eBay's perspective? They just released their Q1 earnings for 2026. Active buyers are up to 136 million people. Their gross merchandise volume is up to...
Yeah, their active buyers was 136 million last year. And if you saw Ryan Cohen's proposal, eBay spent like 2.5 billion on marketing and didn't even raise their user number by a million, like barely a million, not even 1%. So yeah, it's just not as good as it could be. They could come in, stop wasting all that money on marketing, because like, you don't need to market eBay. Everybody knows what eBay is. They could just make this platform better for the sellers and make the sellers more profitable, and that would grow the platform more than anything else.
$22 billion. This is total amount of dollars sold in Q1, which is up 18%. eBay's revenue for the first quarter is $3.1 billion, up 19.8%. There is 2.5 billion items listed on eBay, which they have credited the magical listing tool, eBay's AI listing tool, for increasing listings by 50%. They have shown $555 million in ad fees.
This guy has way too many jump cuts, bro. Way too many jump cuts.
It wasn't too long ago, a few years back, where I used to read the quarterly earnings reports, and they would report about $160, $180 million in ad fees. So this number is way up. And this just goes to show something that, again, we've always talked about on the channel, where eBay is trying to squeeze more money, more profit, more revenue without selling any additional items or acquiring any new buyers. So this...
Yeah, that's not valuable. You want to grow the platform, not just squeeze the people that are already on the platform. This guy literally just, like, told you why eBay is complete garbage.
Goes to show, factually speaking, that eBay's new attribution promoted listing strategy is a humongous hit in terms of profit and driving revenue. Where, if you remember, it wasn't that long ago where eBay started out a very straightforward promoted listing strategy where you had to promote an item, a buyer had to click on that item, and then you would have to pay a promoted listings ad fee in addition to a final value fee. Then they made the halo policy where if someone clicked one of your listings, bought a different listing of yours, then you would still have to...
Dude, I'm not even recording again. Oh my fucking god, dude. I'm not even recording. All right, we'll watch this later, I guess. God damn it. Oh, that is so annoying, dude. Oh, chat. Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't even fucking hit the record button. Again. Oh, man. Dude, I literally did the same thing earlier, too. Literally. I literally did that exact same thing earlier. I didn't hit the record button. You know, let's just watch this. I need a minute. I need a minute. Let's just watch whatever this is.
Well, let me tell you a little story about ACF. So I was a kid, 31 years ago compared to today, and I see this ACF, and I'm a workaholic, and I keep working on companies. I see this company sells for $30, and I'm looking at the rail cars they own, and I look at all the stuff that they got. They don't make any money, and I look at I'm an old gray and Madad guy. I still am, and you look and say, this is so cheap. So I take all the money. By that time I had a fair amount of money. I mean, nothing like today, I guess, but enough to, put in $400 or $500 million or borrow it or whatever I did. And I bought a lot of the stock. So now we're going in and we're saying, this is so cheap. It's $30 and they got all these assets. They're not making any money, but what the hell? So I finally get control of the company. I get the company. And now I go in and, I'm a good math guy. I don't believe in micromanaging. So I meet the CEO and he said, oh, Mr. Icahn, we'd love to have you. I mean, after a bit of fight, we still love to have you aboard, boom, boom, boom. I said, great, let's be friends. So they manufactured rail cars. I won't bore you with the details, but they had a lot of companies. And in the rail car business, the secret is very simple, that you make rail cars, but the government wants to incentivize you. So the government says, okay, in other words, you can depreciate the rail car over 5, 6, 7 years, but you can keep it for 40 years. So you get this great depreciation, so it's great tax incentive. So the secret is you got to make money, though, to use the tax benefits, right? So these guys kept buying companies, and every company they bought, they lost money. So that's what was the real problem. So now I go, and they got 12 floors on 3rd Avenue, when real estate was pretty good. I was the early 80s. And I say, okay, you're the guys that lease the rail cars. You're the guys that do all the darn work. And that's a true story, and it's sort of amazing, but it still applies a lot to today, maybe not as much. Well, pretty much as much. You're gonna listen to this, it's hard to believe, I know. So I go in, and I'm a good math guy, I was a good numbers guy, I was a good poker player, I'm gonna go understand what they do. So they said, Mr. Icahn, go to the 12th floor. We go to the 12th floor, and I write a yellow pad, and they try and explain it, blah, 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 and you do this. And these guys do this, these guys do that. I go to the 7th floor, new guy. Spend the whole day, go home, take a look at my yellow pad. I can't figure out what the hell they do. So I go back the next day, and the 7th floor, 9th floor, 8th floor, boom, 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 and I say, I'm not an idiot. I can't figure out what the hell they do. It's like razzle dazzle. This guy does that. And I start asking, well, what do you need him to do that? Oh, this is very arcane stuff. You're not going to understand it. I say, okay, fine. So finally I say to him, I'm going to St. Louis. I want to see the guy who's the COO. I want to see the guy that manages the stuff, that makes the rail cars. Don't go, Mr. Icahn, don't go. So I say, well, why shouldn't I go? He said, they're scared of you. I said, what do you mean scared? What did I do? He said, nah, they depend on us. They depend on us, and we tell them what to do, and they're very worried that you might do something with us. I said, well, I'm not threatening to do anything, but I'd like to see it. But don't go. So I go back, 8th floor, 9th floor, 7th floor, boom, 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 go back home, can't figure out what the hell's going on. So I said, screw these guys. So I called the guy, his name is Joe, in St. Louis. I said, look, Joe, I want to come see you. See, of course, Mr. Icahn, I'd love to see you. I said, do me a favor, don't tell the CEO I'm coming. I just want to come myself and talk to you, but don't get nervous about anything. He said, why should I be nervous? I said, you're right. This guy, Joe, is like a John Wayne character. He was a captain in the Marines, a tough guy. I was scared of him. And I'm sitting there looking at him, we're talking and we're laughing, and he's showing me stuff. I understand what he does. He does this or that, boom, boom, boom. So I said, I want to have a drink with you. So we go out and have a drink. And we're sitting there having a martini, the two of us. I said, Joe, I want to ask you something. I don't want you to think that I intend to do anything, because I don't want you to be nervous. He goes, why should I be nervous? I said, I just want to tell you, how many of those guys in New York you need to support your operation here? Because I honestly can't figure out what they do. And he says, I'll tell you what you should do. I'll tell you how many supports I need. I need minus 30. So I go and I say, hey, Joe, what the hell does that mean, minus 30? Because you don't have the balls to do what I'll tell you to do, just like that. I said, what's that? Get rid of all of them tomorrow. get rid of all of them. And I'll need 30 people less that have to support them with the numbers that they don't need from me. So I go and I say, hey, it's unbelievable. I can't believe this. Now, today, I would have done it immediately, got rid of the whole bunch of 12 floors. But then I still was wondering, maybe this guy Joe's a little crazy. How could I get rid of 12 floors of people? So I figured, how do I do that? And meanwhile, I knew the guy who owned the building.
It's actually pretty impressive. I've never watched this before. I'm curious to see if, this is a similar thing Ryan Cohen will potentially do, just fire everyone, because eBay probably doesn't need as many employees as it has.
And he says, Carl, I could use a lease if you get out. And I don't think these people do anything. I watch them. And I said, bullshit, he's a real estate guy. What the hell does he know? So I now go and I figure, what the hell do I do? So there's a consultant around. And, consultants are okay sometimes, not too often, but sometimes. But I brought these guys in, nice guys, Columbia University at those days, and they were the great leasing experts of the world. Leasing, they do this for all these companies. I call them in, 3 guys come in, and one is a professor at Columbia, and he says, Mr. Icahn, we understand your problem. Very arcane. I said, yeah, I heard that word before. You're really arcane. So I say, I want to know what they do. Don't worry about it. 3 weeks, we'll be back. It's $250,000. I said, okay, I'll pay you $250,000. Come back in 3 weeks. They come back in 3 weeks. Now, this is sort of hard to believe, but it typifies America, but people don't believe it. Comes back in 3 weeks with a book like this. Big book, boom, 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 yellow graphs, red graphs, green graph. I say, hey, I ain't going to read this book. I said, and I'm colorblind anyway. So I say, all I want you to do, here's a yellow pad. I did very well in school. I'm a numbers guy. Tell me what they do. And I said, here's your $250,000. And I give it to him. And he looks at me, he smiles. He says, you know something? You've been square with us, Mr. Icahn. You seem like a good guy. So I'm going to tell you something. We don't know what they do either. I'm not.
Yo, that's actually wild, bro. That's actually insane. He doesn't know what they do either. Ah, good old corporate America, huh?
I'm not joking. I am not joking. But here's the funniest thing. I mean, it's really sort of funny. I said, screw it. I called Joe up. He comes over. He said, great, do it. I gave him this severance. Nobody was mad. Got rid of the whole 12 floors. Sold the lease for $10 million. That was a lot then. And if you shut down a grocery store, let's say you bought a grocery store and shut it down, you'd hear from somebody. Somebody didn't get the apples right. The pears were rotten or something. If you had a flower shop, the roses wilted. It was like out of a science fiction movie. It's like they never existed. I never got a letter. I never got anybody calling me. They left. It was like one of those bombs, that just hit the thing and kills all the people and the building stays. But I follow those principles a lot in what I do. And it's nobody's fault really, but it's just the CEO doesn't care. He's making a lot of money, and today, it's very dangerous.
Damn, that last part, bro.
He's making a lot. He's fault really, but it's just the CEO doesn't care. He's making a lot of money, and today it's very dangerous.
Traditional warehouse.
Huh. Well, that was a good video. That was a good video. I think Kaluka suggested that. That was an interesting video. Not much to react to. I don't really have much to say about it, but I just wanted to watch it. I needed a minute since I can't click the record button for some reason. It's too hard to click the record button. I don't know why. 1 second. Oh, man. Alright. Let's try this again, I guess. I guess let's just watch the same video we were watching. I thought that one was kind of interesting.
You'll have to pay.
Make sure I hit the record button this time. Probably be a good idea. Might be a good idea to hit the record button. Alright, let's try this again. Market's fucked. They'll release another virus. Honestly, do you think anyone's gonna believe? Even if there is another virus, you think anyone's gonna care? You think anyone's gonna believe it after COVID? How bullshit that was. I don't think they can ever do that again. People aren't that stupid. I mean, people are dumb, but I don't think that's ever gonna. Even if it was a real deadly virus, like, nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna fall for that shit again.
1 year ago, I made this video about if eBay is dying, which was tongue-in-cheek if you recognize the quotation marks, which a lot of people didn't. In that video, I predicted and told everyone that the stock is going to go sky high. When I recorded that video,
doesn't really matter if the stock goes sky high. Their business is still declining. The only reason the stock is going up is because of buybacks, and that has nothing to do with business, realistically. If you actually look at eBay's balance sheet, their business has only been declining for the past few years. And sure, the stock's up, but like I said, that doesn't matter.
Almost a year ago to the day, eBay stock was about $71. It just hit all-time highs in aftermarket trading and almost broke $120 after the news broke that GameStop is going to plan to...
Do you think this guy actually made the bet, or is he just talking? I really have a hard time believing he actually put any money on the stock. He's just saying whatever he wants to say, and now he wants to make this video to be like, haha, I told you, make sure you buy my course and join my Discord. It's like, okay, dude.
Acquire eBay. This is the only channel where you will see somebody put boots on the ground and actually come to New York City on Wall Street in front of the New York Stock Exchange and see if GameStop is actually going to purchase eBay. So if you have been living under a rock, that's okay.
I do think it's cool that he's actually on Wall Street, and I've never seen this little banner thing that has the stock tickers, and I think this is kind of just a cool perspective of, you know, what was happening during that day that they announced the offering or whatever. It's kind of cool. You know, they were on a headline on this little banner right at the New York Stock Exchange, so pretty interesting. Haven't really seen that from anyone else besides this guy.
Okay, most people do. GameStop preparing offer for eBay. The GameStop offer for eBay could come as soon as later this month after they have quietly been building a position inside of eBay by acquiring the stock. Now, we didn't actually really come to New York to bring you this breaking news. We'll be here for about a month. That is the Fearless Girl. And as you know, all of my videos, I am steadfast and fearless about the possibilities that eBay has for all of us. Way back a year ago when I made the tongue-in-cheek video that eBay was dead, it was because a lot of...
Yeah, eBay has a lot of possibilities for their shareholders, but if you're someone who uses their platform, it's only been going downhill, and you need someone like Ryan Cohen to come in and actually turn that business around instead of just trying to benefit the shareholders.
People on social media were saying that eBay is dead, all the buyers are gone, this and that. But if you actually read the fundamentals and you read the investor notes that they put out, you will know that that's not true. But just because eBay is making boatloads of money hand over fist, it doesn't mean that resellers or eBay sellers are making money in the same kind of capacity.
Of course, eBay is not dead. I think that's pretty obvious, but all the money eBay is going to, all the money eBay is making is going to the shareholders through buybacks and going to the management team through compensation, and the management team has only been selling shares. They don't actually buy shares with their own money, so realistically, the share price going up only benefits the management team and maybe a few eBay investors out there who have been in the stock for a while. But other than that, eBay's business is not good. And like he said, sellers are making less money because eBay is making it harder for them to sell with more expensive fees, more expensive shipping. It's just all around not good, in my opinion.
In fact, most of them are losing money. People are still picking up garbage items. People don't know their numbers. People have no understanding of their business, the platform, the rules, the regulations, promoted listings. A lot of people are literally promoting themselves out of business. And
I can agree with that. I think there are a lot of people who don't really understand business and think they're smarter than they actually are, and maybe that's why they're not successful on eBay. But at the same time, eBay is making it harder and harder for sellers to make money. And, if it's harder for sellers to make money, it's harder for people to want to buy on eBay because they can get a better deal somewhere else.
All of those things I've said 100 times before, which is fine. People can continue to list garbage. People can continue to not know how to operate eBay or operate their business. That's fine. Not everybody is meant to be successful. Not everybody is meant to go to the top. But if most people continue down the same trend, the only person that's going to be left making money on eBay is eBay. So what do the numbers look like from eBay's perspective?
eBay won't be making any money when their business continues to decline and then it's eventually gone. The management team will have made money from the shares because they're just going to continue to do buybacks and benefit the shareholders. But if eBay continues on the trajectory they're going down right now, in 10, 20 years, eBay probably won't exist. So you need someone like Ryan Cohen to come in and take over eBay so they can stop wasting all this money on buybacks and share compensation and marketing. Why do you need to spend $2.5 billion on marketing eBay? eBay's business markets itself. If you just made it a more competitive platform to sell on, it would literally market itself and more people would buy off eBay as well, because if the sellers had a better profit margin, they'd be able to pass those savings on to the buyer, and eBay in general would be more competitive for everyone.
In fact, they just released their Q1 earnings for 2026. Active buyers are up to 136 million people. Their gross merchandise volume is up to 22.
They spent $2.5 billion on marketing and didn't even increase their active users by 1%. That is not good at all. If you just, like I said, if you just made eBay more competitive, a better place for sellers, that would grow eBay's users way more significant than any marketing.
$1 billion. This is total amount of dollars sold in Q1, which is up 18%. eBay's revenue for the first quarter is $3.1 billion, up 19.8%. There is 2.5 billion items listed on eBay,
I don't think revenue matters that much personally. Personally, I like net income. Net income's all that matters to me. You can make all the revenue in the world, but if you're not actually producing income from that revenue, who cares? This guy's doing a lot of jump cuts here, though. I wonder if he's just reading off something or what. It's kind of a weird little editing section here. A lot of jump cuts.
Have credited the magical listing tool, eBay's AI listing tool, for increasing listings by 50%. They have shown $555 million in ad fees. It wasn't too long ago, a few years back, where I used to read the quarterly earnings reports, and they would report about $160, $180 million in ad fees. So this number is way up. And this just goes to show something that, again, we've always talked about on the channel, where eBay is trying to squeeze more money, more profit, more revenue without selling any additional items or acquiring any new buyers. So this goes to show, factually speaking, that eBay's new attribution promoted listing strategy is a humongous hit in terms of profit and driving revenue. Where if you remember, it wasn't that long ago where eBay started out a very straightforward promoted listing strategy where you had to promote an item, a buyer had to click on that item, and then you would have to pay a promoted listings ad fee in addition to a final value fee. Then they made the halo policy, where if someone clicked one of your listings, bought a different listing of yours, then you would still have to pay a promoted listings ad fee. Now, the current iteration of promoted listings is the attribution promoted listing. Anybody back here over there by the Statue of Liberty, anybody in the world could click on one of your ads, never come back on eBay ever again in their entire life, and somebody else clicks that listing, you still pay a promoted listings ad fee, which is the reason why their ad fees, revenue, and profit has skyrocketed. They have $900 million of free cash flow in the first quarter alone. Collectibles and sports cards are a huge part of this, and that is probably one of the most important.
Yeah, see, I don't know anything about that. I've never done promoted listings on eBay. I've sold a lot of items on eBay, but I've never done promoted listings, and that's pretty interesting. I just don't know much about it, so I don't really have anything to say.
Important things that eBay has done in the last 10 years was getting on the forefront and being a leader online where people can go and buy sports cards. They purchased the website TCG a couple of years ago, which is mainly for gaming cards like Magic the Gathering. They purchased Golden Auctions.
I still just think that if they stopped wasting their time trying to squeeze the sellers for every penny, it would just make eBay's platform more competitive and people would actually want to sell there. And I just think that would be way more beneficial, but I guess we'll see when Ryan Cohen takes over, because I'd imagine that's what he plans on doing. Who knows? You never know.
Which is a premier auction house for the highest of the highest sports memorabilia. Golden Auctions also has a Netflix show, and Golden Auctions is the same auction house that recently sold Logan Paul's Pikachu card for $16.5 million alone for one single card. So collectibles and cards are on fire, and eBay making this decision to get on the forefront of cards and collectibles is what is driving a huge portion of this revenue and huge portion of this growth that we're currently seeing today. If eBay did not get on the front of collectibles and cards during the COVID time, this would be a very, very different platform. In addition to that, they're cranking.
I can kind of agree with that, but eBay sells much more than just collectibles. Like, I'd imagine the auto portion of their business is huge, like the apparel portion, the luxury goods. I think collectibles is probably the largest category and fastest selling / buying category. I don't really know how you would say it, but there's so many more things with eBay's business than just collectibles.
eBay Live. If you have a pulse and you've been on eBay, they're calling you, they're texting you, they're emailing you to take part in eBay Live. And we have seen how Whatnot exploded, so I expect eBay to...
That's pretty interesting that he says that, because the Commonwealth Flipper video, I believe, he said that it's pretty restrictive on who can sell on eBay Live. So, you know, it's pretty tough to know who actually knows what they're talking about. I've never sold on eBay Live, so I'm not really sure, but a very different perspective from, you know, other videos we've seen there.
Take a lot of notes from them and continue to expand eBay Live. So right now they are highly focused on sports cards, collectibles, eBay Motors, and they're making a big push towards fashion, especially pre-owned. U.S. buyer growth in Q1 was up 6%, with enthusiast buyers growing by 8%. And this is another thing that the current CEO has been very, very actively trying to go, is the enthusiast buyer. The enthusiast buyer is someone that comes on the platform and spends a lot of money, or comes on the platform very, very often and spends money very often. And they have been trying to go this enthusiast buyer base for a long time. It's very, very important to know the platform that we all work for, the platform that we depend on to pay our bills and grow our business.
It's crazy that he says they're trying to build enthusiastic buyers, but the way they would do that is by making the platform better for the sellers, and it just doesn't seem like that's how it's going.
Business. We need to know that this platform is in good shape and not going down the tube. I've already tied my wagon to a company that was going down the tube when I worked for Circuit City. I got hired by them, and 2 weeks later they closed. My wife's been through it twice. She worked for Circuit City and they closed, and then she worked for Radio Shack and they closed. So it's actually great that this company that we all work for is growing and not dying. That's why it's in
eBay's business is not growing at all. The share price is going up, sure, but their business is not growing. And someone in my chat says collectibles are only 8.9% of total revenue, but they don't combine Golden Auctions into that, so it could be more. What's up, Arca? How you doing, man? Good to see you, bro.
important to read over all of the investor relations, all of the decks, which we actively do inside of the group. You can't be like Spirit Airlines, go out of business overnight, and a huge amount of the workforce had no idea. If eBay is sinking and the Titanic is going down, you can't be the band that's still playing music as the Titanic is sinking. You have to know and you have to abandon ship. And with everything that eBay is reporting in terms of growth, they're acquiring platforms. They just acquired Depop for $1.2 billion. All of these are very, very positive signs to us as resellers. The money is out there. eBay is showing us and telling us that it is. And if eBay is doing great, you need to ask yourself if you are too. If eBay is down and there's no buyers and there's no money and they're not reporting growth, then yeah, you have a reason, you have an excuse why your business is down. But if eBay is up billions of dollars and almost 20% quarter over quarter and your business is down, then there needs to be something that needs to be reevaluated. And this is not...
I really disagree with that, because if eBay's business is doing well, it's probably because they're squeezing it from their sellers. And I think you've seen that in the past few years. They've increased fees, they've made shipping more expensive, and overall, I think it's just more expensive to sell on eBay than it has been in the past. So just because eBay is super successful doesn't necessarily mean you as a seller on eBay will see the same success. If anything, you might be seeing less success.
The first time that there have been whispers or attempts at a takeover or a split up. In the 2010s, there was many attempts to kind of split up eBay to make an acquisition a little bit easier, with them selling StubHub and eventually selling PayPal as well. And even before that, once upon a time, which not many people probably remember, eBay used to own Skype. They ended up selling Skype to Microsoft, and after that deal, there was a lot of chatter that Microsoft would end up buying eBay as well to integrate more into e-commerce and payment processing. Outside of that, there's always speculation whether Google or Amazon would buy it. That's always the biggest what if, but none of that ever materializes into anything. So why would GameStop be trying to purchase a company that is 4 times larger than they are? GameStop...
Because GameStop's business has a cap of how much it can actually grow, but if you combine it with a business like eBay, it could potentially grow. Potentially there's no cap. Potentially it could just grow forever, and they could make tens of billions of dollars in net income every single year. I think it's very obvious why Ryan Cohen wants to buy eBay. It's GameStop's business is only going to be so successful by itself, but if you can combine these businesses together and have like a brick and mortar space for eBay, I think that's super interesting.
Is valued at somewhere between $11 and $12 billion. eBay is valued somewhere around $45 billion. It all comes down to a pay package that the CEO can unlock if GameStop reaches a $100 billion valuation. Ryan Cohen is the CEO of GameStop. He was one of the founders of Chewy, which if you look in every single garbage in the United States of America, every single household has a Chewy box. If he can get GameStop to reach a value of $100 billion with $10 billion in EBITDA, and EBITDA stands for earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, he will be rewarded with $35 billion. And if you remember a couple of years...
How come nobody understands how the stock option works? It doesn't make any sense why people just think that he's getting given $35 billion. The stock option is he gets to buy shares at $20.66. For every tranche he completes, there's 10 tranches up to $100 billion. And if he completes all the tranches and buys all the shares, yeah, his shares will be worth $35 billion, but he still has to pay $3.5 billion to acquire those shares at $20.66. I don't get why people don't understand that. It's pretty simple. He's not just getting given $35 billion.
Ago with Wall Street bets and deep effing value, they made the GameStop stock go through the moon, where a bunch of people on Reddit started investing, a bunch of very powerful hedge funds got caught with their shorts down, and the stock went to the moon. So as far as GameStop goes, in 2023 they had negative cash flow. 2024 they had some cash flow, and in 2025 they have $500 million in free cash flow. But it's going to take much more than that to buy eBay. In addition to $500 million in cash, they also have 4,710 Bitcoin, which they are currently upside down to the tune of $131 million.
Well, they can just offer shares and raise debt. I think people are like so like mesmerized that this could happen, but you saw it with the Warner Bros. And Paramount deal. Like, that was a small company buying a larger company. it's very similar. I just think GameStop has a lot of negative press, and for some reason nobody sees the positives that could come out of this. It's very weird, very weird.
So before we get into if this is actually going to happen, please hit the like button. Please drop a comment below with your thought. I want to hear from all of you guys because we put a lot of miles into this video today. By the time this day is done, we'll have covered 20 miles on foot. And whenever I make these videos in New York, I always say we always go on foot. We never take the subway. People in the comments always say, you're a liar. You take the train, you take the subway. I am confident in who I am. I am safe and secure in everything that I've accomplished. So I don't have to come on YouTube and make a bunch of videos telling a bunch of lies. When I'm saying we have boots on the ground, we have boots on the ground. Today we will cover 20 miles, and yesterday we put miles in, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before. So is this actually going to happen? Can a company with $9 billion in cash buy another company worth $46 billion? Well, they're gonna need some help. So since they cannot afford to buy them outright, it's going to take massive debt and a lot of stock dilution. So they're gonna have to raise money, and a lot of it. When Elon Musk bought Twitter, all he had to do was send out a
I think the stock dilution is very debatable because the longer it takes for this deal to happen, the less dilution you will probably see. And if GameStop stock actually goes up or something and they do a stock offering, that's even less dilution because you're just going to dilute at a higher price. Whereas if they dilute it like $30, you're just not going to get that much value. But, I guess we'll see. I think Ryan Cohen's for the people and he'll do what's best for the shareholders of GameStop. I don't think he wants to lose value for GameStop shareholders, but I guess we'll see.
Couple of emails to all of his rich friends, and his rich friends just pitched in however much money he wanted. The largest shareholders of eBay currently are Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street, JP Morgan. So maybe all of those guys can pitch in, raise capital together, and bring a proposal to eBay. If eBay
Ryan Cohen himself is a multi-billionaire. Ryan Cohen could put his own money in this deal, potentially. I think that's still yet to be determined, but it seems like the route potentially he wants to go down because Ryan Cohen wants a majority of his capital inside of this deal or inside GameStop or inside GM eBay, whatever you want to call it. So if Ryan Cohen's able to put up his own money to help finance this deal, that's super valuable for him.
itself rejects it, then they can bring another proposal to the stockholders to see if they will take it. So as it stands right now, with GameStop solely taking it over, the chances of that are very, very small. The chances of them forming a super team of private equity, that has a higher chance. This could all just be a play on buying and selling the news. eBay stock rose 10% after hours on Friday. GameStop owns a lot of stock. The stock is up, they can turn around and sell it and then redeploy that money into another investment to get a little bit closer.
Yeah, that's not the type of guy Ryan Cohen is. He wants eBay, and he's more of a guy that wants to buy and hold forever. He's not really a trader. So I really disagree with that. Obviously, you know, with like the Bed Bath & Beyond, it was a little different because the board wouldn't cooperate with what he was talking about, and he also didn't have the capital to probably do a takeover on that, whereas now they potentially have the capital to take this over and force a shareholder vote and force eBay to sell the business to Ryan Cohen / GameStop.
Closer to that $100 billion valuation that they're trying to get to. What would eBay look like if it was owned fully by private equity? I think it would be very, very scary. I think where eBay is today is a very healthy place. I think the CEO is driving revenue. That is his #1 driving force, and if he doesn't, they will fire him and get somebody else in. So it is very tough to sell on eBay. We have the promoted listings, we have all the games, we have everything going on, but I think if it was owned and operated by private equity, I think it would be a very scary place, and a lot of us would be out of business. Just like when private equity gets involved with every single company, their sole mission, it seems, is to squeeze every single penny of profitability. And if they're coming out...
That's what eBay's doing right now, is trying to squeeze every bit of profitability and put it back into the shares. Ryan Cohen's actually going to come in and try to grow the business and, you know, grow the share price the right way rather than just by manipulating it through buybacks and making it seem like they're doing better than they actually are.
out of pocket big money, big time to make this acquisition, they're gonna want to see a return on their capital. So if you think promoted listings are crazy now, if you think the landscape is crazy now, if you think things are uber competitive now, wait until these guys get involved. In the comments, do you think that GameStop buying eBay is a bullish sign for the platform overall? Do you think that eBay has a lot of upside left? Do you think reselling has a lot of upside left? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Or are you super bullish like these folks? Thank you everybody for joining us this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. A little bit of food for thought. A lot of money out there for everybody to go get. eBay is up. If your business is not up, something to think about. As always, be great. Thank you.
Interesting stuff. I think Ryan Cohen's going to come in and turn that into a business worth hundreds of billions of dollars. And that's all you need to know, really. Where the stock price is going to go. It should follow, but I don't think that really matters. Oh, nice. 24-minute stream clip. Let's go. Let's go. Ugh. That video from before the acquisition. Yeah, pretty much anything I'm going to be reacting to is old. Have a lot of content that I wasn't able to react to because I got busy. Not only Ryan, collectors, and Volition Capital can participate too. I don't know if they have capital like that. And also, the less hands in the cookie jar, the better. You know? I think you're better off just diluting the shit out of the shares than getting a bunch of people to try to acquire this. When the deal goes through, GameStop's just paying half cash, half stock back to GameStop. Was way riskier, fully pivoted for Ryan. eBay is much safer and has great synergy with Gme and PSA. Yeah, that's fair. And it's already a proven company. They already make billions of dollars and can be making billions of dollars more, so it's definitely an easy play, it seems like. What's up, Isaiah? You see him in the background touching the bull balls? I did see that. Kind of funny. GME plus eBay is easy 300 billion company in the next 3 to 4 years. We'll see. I think that's it's going to take 3 to 4 years to even pay off the debt, so I think that's very debatable. I think if you're looking out 10, 20 years, sure. But 300 billion in 4 years, probably not. I think that seems unrealistic, honestly. You think they're just going to have $100 billion a year randomly? Probably not. I don't think you're going to get a premium on the stock either, like you do with a lot of other tech stocks. It's going to be valued based off the company. And GameStop, eBay, GM eBay is not going to have $300 billion in assets in 3 years. That's just not even realistic. I don't think that's realistic. You don't appreciate how crazy the TCG market and it's just heating up. I'm just realistic. That's all. TCG markets, like you said, is 10% of eBay's business. Like, that's just not it. Like, if you're that bullish on it, cool, but I just don't think that's realistic. What am I? Oh. Let's see, how long have we been streaming? 2 hours and 30 minutes. We're losing a lot because of whatnot, around 9 billion, and live selling, breaking structure. You're saying 300 billion. You can't be talking about $9 billion when you're suggesting 300 billion in 3 to 4 years. Where are they gonna get that 200 billion dollars in 2 to 3 years? That's just not even. It's just not realistic. They'll save, the 2 billion from marketing. If they get rid of buybacks and compensation and dividends, that's another like 3 billion. Like, it's just, the 100 billion mark is not going to be for decades, or at least a decade. TCG isn't just heating up, it's been on absolute fire. I don't think we're going down anytime soon, but it's been like this for quite some time. Yeah, exactly. People are excited about TCG right now, but for how long, we'll see. But either way, we're talking about a multi-$100 billion company. Like, you need to be able to explain how they're going to make hundreds of billions of dollars in the next 3-4 years. Like, it just doesn't seem realistic. Live breaking hubs, studios earnings on ads, loading power packs, consigning to eBay's platform, and grading. You think that's going to be a multi-$100 billion business? That's yet to be seen. What's current PE multiple of eBay? I don't care. PE doesn't mean anything. I think PE's are a relevant metric. We're talking about business. We're talking about multi-$100 billion business. They're not gonna price. They're not gonna price GM eBay like it's a tech stock. Apple's priced at 3.5 trillion market cap while only having 300 billion assets. That's not gonna happen. So you need to tell me how they're gonna make hundreds of billions of dollars in the next 3 to 4 years. I don't know what the PE of eBay is. I'm not gonna look for it because it's irrelevant to me. It's an irrelevant metric. It's not worth anything. So I'm not even gonna take the time to look it up. You can look it up and let me know, but I literally don't care. I care what the business is gonna do, how much money they're gonna make, how the business is gonna grow. That's what matters. Any Wall Street metric is a waste of my time because it's just not relevant to this investment, in my opinion. Oh, do I want to react to anything else here? I don't know. I don't really want to read anything. I just needed to go up a few X in 10 to 15 years. I just need it to go up forever. Like I don't know about you guys, but I'm never selling. I don't care how much it goes up. I don't care like about the stock price. If GameStop's business keeps growing, or GM eBay, whatever, the stock price should grow forever. And yeah, I'm not paying taxes, so I'm never selling. So it's just, I don't know. But either way, if you're talking about multi-$100 billion company, you need to be able to explain how they're going to do that. You can't just try to base it off of a stock price. Like I just think the stock price is irrelevant. It really is. When GameStop, GM eBay, whatever you want to call it, is trading at, or when GM eBay is a company sitting on $300 billion in assets, that's when the market cap will be $300 billion. And that's just how it's going to trade forever, most likely. I really doubt you'll ever see a premium on the stock. It'll always just trade with fun. I mean, there will be moments, you know, there will be short-term price action where it gets a premium for a little while, but as you've seen, it doesn't last long. What's up, Jason? What's this one?
Welcome back, everyone. Today on the
Fail of the week, Ryan Cohen. I don't know if I want to react to that one. At least not right now. I actually want to watch this video.
For the last 5 years,
I think this video will be good. I believe in Ryan Cohen, the business. I 100% believe he's going to take over eBay. And the company's just going to continue moving up over time. Yes, sir. I think they'll take over eBay. I mean, even if they don't take over eBay, it's a massive trade, so. What's up, fishy friends? Oh yeah, I appreciate you hitting the like button, bro. $27.47. They basically need 11 billion net yearly income to reach 300 billion market cap. I'm sure that's possible. I don't think that's how it works. I don't think that's how it works. The whole stock is going to get a complete re-rating after this buy. So you don't even know what they're going to value GM eBay at. So I think that's, like I said, an irrelevant metric. You're going to get a full re-rating whenever this deal goes through, if it goes through. And how does a 11 billion net income get you to 300 billion market cap in 4 years? That would be 30 to 50 billion in net income, which would maybe put you at 100 billion in assets total. And yeah, just like I said, that's just a terrible metric, and it's not going to be priced like that. I don't think it's going to be priced based off the fundamentals more than likely.
For the last 5 years, GameStop has been a bit of a joke.
I almost didn't click the record button again. But I'm not really in the mood to talk about hypotheticals and what ifs. When it happens, it'll happen and we'll see. But I'm not over here trying to tinfoil. I honestly don't care. Ryan Cohen better just pay up, because this has been the easiest trade ever, and it's been a waste of my time holding this investment. So Ryan just better pay up, straight up. That's all that matters. I don't care about the tinfoil, the what ifs, the opinions. Ryan better just fucking pay up, straight up. I didn't need to be holding this shit investment. I could have been trading it the whole time and making hundreds of thousands of dollars. So he better just pay up. That's all that matters. Straight up. I'm done with all the tinfoil nonsense and the what ifs. Like, he better just pay up at this point.
For the last 5 years, GameStop has been a bit of a joke, hasn't it? I mean, once it was the world's biggest physical game retailer, but since then they've closed hundreds of stores, sales have declined, the memes and ridiculous events haven't really slowed down the chaos, but now things are changing. CEO Ryan Cohen wants to turn it around, and he wants to do that by spending $55.5 billion in eBay. You could say it's a bold, outrageous move that could, on paper, revitalize physical games right at a point in time where audiences are kind of tiring of things being online only. But what if I told you that's really not what's going on here? You see, Ryan Cohen's own compensation deal was struck in January.
Oh, here we go. People talking about the compensation deal they don't even understand. What a surprise. Up until this point, I don't mind the video so far.
This whole offer landed in May, and once you understand how Ryan Cohen gets paid, the whole thing stops looking like a bet on games. It rather looks like a stunt to absolutely line his pockets. It's a hell of a story, and by the end of this video, you'll have had a few laughs, and you'll certainly end this actually understanding a lot more about some fairly dodgy shit. To understand,
I have a hard time believing I'm going to have a better understanding from someone who doesn't even understand a simple compensation package. He has the right to buy shares at $20.66. He doesn't just get given shares, so probably won't learn anything from this video, actually, but it could be interesting, I guess.
Understand why Cohen would gamble $55 billion in eBay, you need to see how desperate GameStop has become. In 2021, it became, of all things, a meme stock. Remember all the fun of Wall Street bets? Basically, a lot of Reddit-based speculation pushed back on professionals who were shorting the stock. And essentially, it was a weird quirk of the financial system. But what it did is get meme king investor Ryan Cohen onto the board. And by 2023, he was the CEO. And with that, GameStop would embark on a new financial journey. The only problem is their revenue kept declining. That's really not surprising. Circana data says that
their revenue was declining because they were cutting costs. I mean, I can't really speak for like 2021 to 2023 because I wasn't really tapped into the investment. It's really only up until 2024 that I actually started paying attention and made this trade and started actually buying GameStop. But yeah, so I can't really speak for what happened in 2021 to 23, but I'm pretty sure they were just cutting costs. And yeah.
US physical game spending in 2025 hit its lowest point since 1995. That's brutal, and to deal with it, they cut costs. They killed Game Informer magazine. In 2024, they closed 590 stores. In January 26, they closed another 400 stores, and on top of that, they pulled out of Austria, Ireland, Switzerland, Italy, and Germany.
Yeah, they closed all these stores and pulled out of all these countries, but raised their net income substantially. So how do you explain that? How are you trying to make the revenue going down seem like it's bad when their net income has only been increasing as their revenue has been going down? It just doesn't really make sense.
They were selling off their Canadian and French brands as well. And to give you an idea of scale, the US closures alone meant losing up to a third of their physical spaces. Things weren't great. But you know what could theoretically help sell physical games? Right? It's kind of crazy, but some sort of international marketplace. One that people are used to using, and that's online. Maybe.
It's crazy how confident all these YouTubers try to make it seem like they are when they're just repeating the same information everyone else repeats and they don't actually do their own research. It's pretty wild, actually, because GameStop's business is more successful than it's ever been, yet people just want to focus on the revenues going down and the meme stock aspect of it rather than just appreciating the business for what it is.
eBay. Now that you got the context, today's story sparked off when the Wall Street Journal reported the odd little story that GameStop, a store that sells physical video games, accessories, and a bunch of merch, Funkos, really whatever the hell they think they can sell you, that they wanted to spend $55.5 billion to buy eBay and basically turn it into an Amazon competitor. Bold strategy. On a Sunday, they filed their opening bid in what is turning into a little bit of a financial war. That bid had them buying up to 5% of eBay's available stock, and that actually put them as being just outside being one of the top 5 shareholders of the company. Now, the next step was offering existing shareholders $125 a share in cash and in GameStop stock, which is actually a 20% increase on eBay's valuation. That's basically overpaying how the market values eBay. And that basically tells us that Cohen really wants this deal, and he claims that GameStop, of all...
Yes, he definitely really wants this deal. I agree with that. And also, you don't even know how much GameStop shares are actually worth. Like, sure, they're trading between $20 and $30, but a lot of stocks on the market are trading at a premium compared to their business, and it doesn't seem like GameStop's stock is trading at a premium when you compare it to the business, so... potentially their stock could be worth more than what you actually see on the screen, but it also could be because of the bonds and the warrants and all the stock offerings. There's a lot of aspects to it, but I personally think GameStop shares are worth quite a bit more than what they're currently trading at.
Things can actually bring a lot of value to eBay. Now, to explain himself, he went to CNBC, and he made his pitch. So he believes this deal can, quote, pull costs out of the system as well as accelerate revenue growth, and that it'll do that by using GameStop's physical infrastructure to distribute goods that are sold on the eBay platform. Now, when he says pull costs, what that means is basically about $2 billion in cuts within 12 months of the deal closing. But if you wanted to know whether this was really about games or not, Cohen basically does tell us otherwise within the same interview. Here's the quote from him. "Our focus on collectibles can be a much larger business, but bringing in an entrepreneurial mindset is what I plan on doing into eBay and building something much larger." Because yes, because
eBay is much more than just collectibles. You can literally sell anything on eBay. I don't know why people are so focused on the collectible aspect. Like, I get it. That's the hot market right now, but eBay's business is so much more than that.
It is basically not about games, and once you look at what Cohen has actually been building over the last 6 months,
it's much more than video games too. Like, dude, you can literally sell anything on eBay. I don't know. It's weird how people try to spin this in like a weird negative way, and I just don't feel like they can see the full picture for some reason.
Becomes real clear what this is actually about. Cohen talking about collectibles is no accident. He really means it, and he's apparently so committed to this that he was personally selling memorabilia on eBay this year. And I say was because eBay banned him, and the accusation is that he was selling goods that were looted from Game Informer's rather famous vault of basically promotional stuff that they got. So essentially, he shut the outlet down, went and found all the storerooms of rare shit, and basically would try to, sell them in eBay.
I don't think that's accurate. I'm pretty sure Ryan Cohen is just selling his personal collection of stuff. I don't think that's accurate at all. That's fake news.
A little bit of a weird wrinkle to this story, but if you ask me, it's really just some PR spin stuff. Now, you see, what's really going on is that GameStop wants to be a speculation business, and buying eBay would kind of supercharge that ambition. Now, what do I mean when I say a speculation business? Well, basically, it's all about trading cards. So, in 2022, eBay acquired TCG Player for $295 million. Now,
to say it's all about trading cards is actually insane. Like, someone in the chat said that TCG is only like 10% of eBay's business. Like, I can't verify that or anything, but it is not all about trading cards.
They were one of the largest online trading card game hubs at the time, and that basically put them in a perfect position to ride the pandemic era boom. in trading cards. And that's a boom that's still going. I mean, Magic the Gathering and Pokemon prices have not really come down since the boom started. And I'm sure you've seen the videos, you know? Grown adults charging through stores, getting into fights, stealing from each other, all for the chance to pull a chase card. And almost to the degree where it kinda looks like an IRL version of the South Park Black Friday episode.
I don't think it's people who want to just pull the chase card. I would say it's mostly scalpers, but I don't know, maybe trying to pull a chase card could make people act that insane, but I don't know.
And of course, this is all happening because the chance to make real money is actually real. Let me explain. You see, as people get poor...
If you're just ripping packs, you're probably not making money, let's be real. Unless you get extremely lucky. Ripping packs is just gambling, and in a long enough time frame, you'll most likely end up losing, but, you know, people have gotten lucky, for sure.
More and more people chase the dream of just pulling that one card that will set them for life. It's the same speculation market that spurred on the whole NFT craze and is going on still with the current obsession with prediction.
What card could you pull that would set you up for life? Let's be honest. Like, there's not a single card you could pull that would set you up for life, unless it's a really, really old set, which you probably paid tens of thousands of dollars for, and the card's actually in good condition. But any of these new sets, yeah, you might make like a few $1,000s, but you ain't gonna be set up for life.
Markets. And the thing is, regardless of product, most people will lose. And that's something you really need to understand. As an example, the Wall Street Journal's analysis suggests that only 0.01% of users on platforms like Polymarket are making 67% of the profits. That does sound fairly extreme, but a lot of those things can be pretty damn winner takes all. Because if you're there betting on Polymarket, I mean, that's well and good, but there can be institutions, there can be people with so much more access to information, including privilege information that you may not have, who are doing exactly that.
I think most people lose because they just make random bets and their decisions are based off of emotion and just like, they don't actually do their research and try to make a sophisticated bet or a bet that has the odds in their favor. There's a lot of reasons why people lose when it comes to like gambling, like on Polymarket or like sports betting or something like that. But yeah, I'm sure that's an accurate statistic though. I'm sure 0.01% of people, or 0.1%, whatever, of people are profitable on those platforms for sure. I could get behind that, I'm sure.
The same thing, and they will basically beat you every time. Now, refocusing on this story, at least with the trading cards, there is a physical object to trade, even if that means that the card makers are the only ones who are guaranteed a profit. As of 2026, those markets have not dropped yet. Hasbro is functionally only profitable because of an endless tide of Magic the Gathering releases, though I think we should note that those are releases that are kind of pissing off the Magic community now. They're just getting flooded with cards. But of course, for the people who just trade it, the tourists who come in and then trade it like a speculative asset to get rich on, well, to them, the new Magic releases are doing exactly what they're meant to do. Now, the Pokemon Company started 2026 by buying a US card distributor in order to try and ease the scalping pressure. Because the sad thing about this is that as these hobbies get turned into a sort of speculative thing, the people who actually play the thing because it's a hobby that they love, well, they absolutely miss out. Scalpers mess them up, the price of things goes up, and it just makes the fandom worse. That kind of thing sucks, and it's the very market that GameStop wants in on. And they're doing that by making their own card packs. Yeah, GameStop is now selling digital card packs. They are called Power Packs, and Cohen launched them April 15th. And it really is absurd. So here's how they work, right? Every pack represents real cards, graded by PSA. PSA is, of course, the recognized authority that scores card condition on a 1 through 10 scale and then certifies their market value. GameStop then recombines those cards into a digital pack. Now, the way it works is that when you open one of those, the cards can then be sold back to GameStop at market value, where they can just be put into another power pack. Now, they can be shipped to you, or they can just be held in GameStop's warehouse and then sold on the market by you. And the way it works is that GameStop will charge for the pack, charge for the shipping, and charge...
Man, where's my clip? I've pulled more power packs than anyone. They didn't promote my clip. That's crazy, bro.
Charge a cut of the sale that is made on the market. They get 3 cuts on just one transaction. And eBay, of course, would give them an even bigger one on some of the big ticket items that are worth a lot. I know it's not exactly common parlance today, but I do remember about 15 years ago, people would refer to eBay as fee-gay, which is obviously a bit Pure Island disrespectful, but there is a point within that, and I have a little feeling that the fees in eBay have probably only got worse over time. So basically, from GameStop's perspective, there is a benefit with eBay, even if it has nothing to do with gaming. So here's why the plan is perhaps a little bit deceitful, or at the very least why there's things that I haven't covered yet that aren't really being put out into the public by Cohen as, you know, big important bits of PR, very much on purpose. You could argue that players could win here as a bit of a side effect, right? That a bigger GameStop could help anyone hunting down some secondhand games, retro titles, or old consoles. But the problem here is that eBay already does all of that stuff, and it does it better. eBay's literally already competing with GameStop. There's hundreds of independent stores that are able to move their own physical stock through eBay. Never mind, of course, people like you and me selling things to each other directly on the eBay platform. So this deal is obviously not about helping games then. What it basically wants to do is put two of the last spaces where physical games still live under one company, and then work out how to maximally exploit that by pivoting towards speculation. And that's why this could actually hurt eBay. Cohen can't even afford it. You see, in the CNBC interview, Cohen's pitch basically falls apart. He confirmed that they've never spoken to anyone at eBay before this whole campaign happened, and the offer is framed as unsolicited. Now, once that was said, the host, Andrew Ross Sorkin, then pressed him on the maths. And the math doesn't math, as the kids say. So here's what GameStop has actually got, right?
Yeah, the math doesn't math. They can't raise a bunch of shares to raise the money if they want or anything like that, and then get debt or use other investors to help fund the deal. Nah, you can't do that.
There's $9.4 billion in cash and equivalents as of the start of 2026. There's a stock value of about $12 billion. There's a non-binding promissory letter for $20 billion USD in financing from TD Securities. Now, we don't know if that's a loan that eBay would then inherit and have to pay back, which of course would saddle them with debt for the privilege of being bought. That's the kind of thing that quite often happens with private equity, and, it leads to a lot of great things that people love, be it, say, theme parks, Red Lobsters, or things like that, getting shitified and eventually killed. Now, here's what they need to pull all this off. $55.5 billion. And if you add up all the stuff I just mentioned, you've only got $42 billion. That's $14 billion short. It's quite a few bills. Cohen kept refusing to answer questions on this discrepancy, and he just pointed back to their letter about paying with stock and cash. It's really weird, and in a confusing, halting response that never actually answers the question, Cohen basically gestures at his solution here. And the solution is issue new stock. Of course, issuing new stock dilutes the existing shareholder, so basically it would be diluting the value of the...
It only dilutes the existing shareholders if you don't get anything in return, but you're getting eBay's business in return, so the assets and just the value you're acquiring from eBay would pay for the dilution. Is accreditive, I think is what they say.
Assets owned by existing shareholders in order to fill the big financial gap. There's really no other obvious way to make the maths work here, but the belief is that this will simply work out, that the money will turn up if the deal gets done. And for Cohen, a man obviously rather uninterested in explaining himself, that's really all that matters. Now, given everything we've covered, it really shouldn't be a surprise that all this stuff was rejected by eBay's board. They called the offer, quote, neither credible nor attractive. Yeah, I agree. And they think that eBay's prospects are financially good, they don't know where GameStop would be getting the money from, and they think that long term, it just wouldn't work out. But here's the thing, right, and why this is still a story we need to cover. Cohen already said that if the board wouldn't take the deal, that he'd just move on to talking to shareholders directly. Of course, hostile takeovers can actually happen. But you may be wondering then, why is he, in particular, so insistent that this deal happen? This is all about one thing: And that's one man's paycheck. Because there's a simple reason why this is happening, and it was in the January compensation deal. So let me explain how Ryan Cohen gets paid. No stock, no salary, no cash bonus. He's already a billionaire from previous companies, so don't feel too bad for him. So here's what he has to do. He has to raise GameStop's market cap to 20 billion. That's a doubling of their current value. He has to lift their performance to 2 billion, which is roughly tripling where they are right now. If he hits both of those, he gets the first of 10 tranches of his nearly 3.5 billion compensation package. So if he just repeats that 10 times, adding 10 billion to market cap and 1 billion to performance, doing that in total 10 times, then he'll unlock all the tranches of his compensation package, which caps out whenever GameStop hits 100 billion in market cap and 10 billion in performance. Here's how eBay fits into that. Buying eBay would...
Is he not even going to mention that he has to buy the shares with his own capital? Like, why do people leave that out?
Basically get Cohen more than halfway to that entire cap with one single move. It's that simple. That's what he does if he just adds the two of them together by making the deal close. And that's because this is not a genuine heartfelt bet on physical games, retro games, or...
I don't think GameStop and eBay combined would instantly be 100 billion market cap. That's just not even real. Probably more like 60 to 70 billion, but maybe even less.
Anything to do with gaming that you or I would care about. It was never about investors believing in GameStop or in games. This whole saga started with stock manipulation so that individuals like Cohen could get paid. Cohen has just got a 55...
Ryan Cohen doesn't take any compensation. How has he gotten paid? He hasn't sold a single penny of GameStop. He hasn't been paid at all. That's crazy.
5 billion target now. If he's able to close that deal, I've already ran through the maths of his compensation package. He'll get a huge payday. And if the whole...
This guy doesn't understand the compensation package at all. That's crazy.
Whole thing goes tits up afterwards, that's fine, as long as, of course, he is able to offload his stock before any values collapse.
Ryan Cohen is never gonna sell. Anyone who thinks Ryan Cohen is gonna sell his shares, you just don't even understand what's going on. He's gonna hold forever. You think Ryan Cohen wants to pay taxes? No. He's in this for the same reason I am. He wants to hold these shares forever and grow this business forever and never pay taxes.
What a story. I hope this one doesn't end up affecting you, but honestly, if you're into retro games, card games, you know, any of those things that risk being turned into a big old get-rich-quick speculative market that's completely unhinged, that's completely detached from the actual value of these items.
Wait, what about eBay Motors? What about all the luxury items and apparel you can sell on eBay? What about all the electronics you can sell on eBay? This dude is so, like, his vision of this is so narrow. Like, eBay's business is so much more than games and collectibles, bro.
It's just shit for your hobby. Now, you can say that the value of something is determined by what the market will price it at. Obviously, in the fine art world, that is often used for what we can call interesting financial purposes. But the thing is, once the speculation stuff comes in, yes, the market can price a retro game at perfect quality or a retro card at an absolute shitload of money. But the thing is, that new overall market is far bigger than the smaller market, which is the people who actually are into that for what I'm going to call genuine reasons that are pure of heart. You know, into card games because you love playing card games with your friends. Into retro games because it brings you back to a great era of your childhood and there's just so many games to explore from back then. If the market expands way, way, way beyond the actual utility of those items and it just turns into financial fucky-wucky, then if you care about those things, you are losing out. Unless, of course, you happen to have something stashed away in your attic that suddenly, for very bizarre reasons, is worth a life-changing amount of money. For your sake, I hope you have one or two of those. But that's it for this video.
Or you invest in GameStop's business, or you're an investor in eBay's business, and this deal actually works out, and they grow this business to a multi-$100 billion business, then you'll benefit.
Hopefully that's you, and if you get that life-changing amount of money, maybe you'll be able to afford some RAM for your Steam machine. And that is the story that I think you should watch next. We just published it. It's about all the latest with Valve, the RAM crisis, data centers, Steam controller, Steam machine, and Steam frame, and you can check it out.
Oh, it's crazy how misinformed people are on this topic. It's wild. Everyone mentions the compensation package, but they never explain how the compensation package is actually set up. And they never say that Ryan Cohen has to buy the shares with his own money to even get to that $35 billion valuation. I just don't get the misinformation, bro. Like, do your research before you make a video like this. You have 530,000 subscribers and you're just spreading misinformation, and it's wild. Wild stuff. What video was that? Oh yeah, this one. Alrighty then. Exciting stuff there. What's up, Elvis? Did you reposition yet, Elvis? Wasn't his personal collection. Master Chief Life-Size figurine was from GameStop HQ. How do you know that wasn't Ryan's, though? Why would he be able to sell that on his account if it wasn't his? A lot of cards that can set you up for life. I mean, you're giving like small examples. I get what you're saying, but we're talking about reality. You think it's realistic to pull one of those cards and actually hold the card? Like nobody's gonna make life-changing money off of cards. Unless they get extremely lucky. And even a couple million, I don't know how life-changing that actually is. Very debatable. I think that's very debatable. And you're bringing examples of something that'll never happen for the average person. So I just can't get behind that. And yeah, I know people have pulled more than me. It was a joke. I don't know. I don't know why. Just making a video, bro. It's not that serious. Not only is he never going to sell, but the bigger Cohen gets, the more he's going to add to his position, buying more and more GME over time. I mean, it's just going to be like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett never sold Berkshire. Why would you? Why would you sell? If your company's just going to grow forever and theoretically the stock price should grow with the company, why would you sell? What's the point? People don't understand on which horizon Orion operates, despite he's still leaving clues about planning for decades. I don't think most people research. They watch like a TikTok clip or something or whatever, and that's what they base their opinion off of. They don't actually like pay attention to what's happening. I should have watched some of those interviews that he did. I completely forgot. I forgot I still haven't watched the Pierce Morgan interview or the Anthony one. I need to watch those. Decades and centuries said for a reason. He's in forever. He actually was sad at TV that people at the highest places in the society ladder only watch ahead next quarter instead of planning like Chinese for decades and centuries. That's what they get paid to do, is use their platform to spread negative information about GME to keep as many new. That's not accurate, Jason. That's not accurate. I know the paid shill narrative is very popular for Reddit people, but that's just not real. These people are just jumping on a subject that is talked about, and they're trying to make a video because they get paid through ads. If you think someone paid that dude to make that video, that's just not real. That narrative is so inaccurate. People get paid per 1,000 views, or per view, but it's per thousand views. You're going to talk about the most popular topic. Well, I mean, this was about 2 weeks ago, but that was the most popular topic for that week. So everybody's going to make a video on it because it's easy clicks. There's nobody out there getting paid to make negative videos about GameStop. That's not real. As much as you want to believe it's real, it's not. I don't know why Reddit people try to spread that narrative, but that's not an accurate narrative. As a YouTuber myself, I get paid per view. That's how it works. I talk about the most popular topic so I can get as many views as possible. Has nothing. That's being a YouTuber. If you think someone with 500,000 subscribers who has never talked about GameStop before is being paid to talk about it, I just can't get behind that. He got that video had 130,000 views. Every 1,000 views is about $4. So 130,000 divided by 1,000, 130 times 4. He made $500 from making that video. Like, you think he needs to be paid by some fucking bank or some whatever you tinfoil Reddit kids think is going on? Nah, they get paid from ads and sponsors. So they're just hopping on the popular topic to get as many views as possible. We gotta drop the paid shill narrative because it's not even a real thing. Let's drop the paid shill narrative because it's just not even real. It's not even real. Someone that sells cards agree, not lifetime changing money. Very life changing if you know what you're doing. You know how to manage your money. We're talking about pulling a single card and it being life changing. If you have a business, that's a totally different thing. But some people are successful, some people aren't. Just depends. Just crushed a chocolate hazelnut cake for a coworker's birthday. Damn, that sounds delicious. That sounds delicious. Should watch Piers Morgan for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it right now. We've already been streaming for 3 hours. They're just very biased about GameStop and do it for clicks. Yeah, exactly. They talk about what is hot and hop off to another topic. Exactly. Literally. That's literally what it is. There's no fucking paid shills, bro. They want to hop on a topic and talk about it and get paid through YouTube. And if they get enough views, maybe they have a sponsor on the video. The paid shield narrative is just not real. Whether directly or indirectly, they jump on it to take advantage for clicks and money. Sure, a few are real. Don't totally think it's impossible. Oh, I just think that's a terrible narrative. You're talking about people whose living it is to make videos on YouTube. Of course, they're going to talk about the hottest topic there is. And they're not educated on the topic, so they're just going to repeat what everyone else is saying. I think you have to be a YouTuber to actually have like a good perspective on it. If all your perspective of someone making a negative video about GameStop is coming from Reddit and you think it's like you're on the page shill narrative, you know, I could see how you could be sold on that narrative. But if you were actually a YouTuber, someone who actually made money doing this, I think you would think a lot differently. Global collectible industry is projected to expand at a compound annual growth rate of approximately 5.4% to 6.9% between 26 and 2033. I don't trust AI, so, but it's probably close. I meant getting a couple $1 million can be life-changing. Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that, but I don't think most people are ready for millions of dollars, to be fair. So it can be life-changing in a positive way and also a negative way. And also it could go quick. I just don't think $2 million, like $2 million is a lot, but unless you actually know what you're doing, that shit's gone quick. You buy a house, there's a fourth of it. You buy a car or 2 or 3, there's another. I mean, it depends what car you buy, obviously. There's another little bit of it. You probably, unless you're super frugal and actually have self-control, you probably go buy a bunch of fucking junk, like clothes and whatever else. Yeah, taxes. Like, literally almost half of it goes to taxes. I just, I can agree with you that a couple million can be life-changing. I'm kind of just being, you know, kind of just being dramatic, but in a lot of ways it also can be negative and not be life-changing. The Pactor Factor hate video. They at Wedbush directly held over $1 billion short position dating back since 24. It's factual. Okay. They're still just making money through a YouTube video. They might have made a bunch of money on their short position too, because that was probably a pretty easy short, but I can't hop on the page shield narrative. That's for Reddit kids. Market shifting from 300 billion to 377 billion in 25 to projected 500 billion by the early 2030s. Global market, but GME is only in USA, so current biggest markets are USA, China, Japan, UK. If we talk about USA, projections are about 55 bill till 2031. Taxes are the biggest scam. Yeah, taxes will screw you. That's why I don't know why, like, people are so excited about GameStop going up, because, like, what? The stock's gonna go up and what, you're gonna sell and just pay a bunch of taxes? Like, I don't know. It's actually super beneficial for the stock being down, because you'll never get that desire to sell, and you'll just be able to buy more at a low price. Ugh. Kind of dead though. I do want to watch those interviews, but I don't think I want to watch them right now. What time is it? 1. I think a lot of people have cost basis for more than $27 and they just want to see green finally. I don't have such a problem. My cost base is 29.2, but can understand their perspective. Oh yeah, for sure. I guarantee most people's cost basis is above 25. Guarantee it. If your cost basis is lower than 25, you probably just started buying around when I did. So I definitely agree with that, and that's possibly why you see so much selling pressure as well when you see like 27-30, because those people have been sitting in the red for so long, and they finally see green and they're just happy to break even. And there's also people shorting at those prices as well. So yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I've always thought that was a reason why you saw so much selling pressure up there, is because if you think about it through like a psychological lens, a lot of people refuse to sell for a loss for some reason, but they'll sell when they're at break even, which kind of makes no sense from my perspective. Like, if you didn't sell at a loss, why would you sell at break even? That doesn't make any sense, but for some reason that is a very popular thing in the market. And it's just because people aren't committed to their investments, They're just placing emotional bets, and if you're placing an emotional bet, it usually doesn't work out. And the week with the puppies. Wait, what? Puppies? What are you talking about? You're getting puppies? You're getting puppies? How do you plan on extracting the money so you can use it to have a better life? Well, in the US, you can sell up to 49,000 of long-term capital gains at 0%. I think it's 49,000. Where is it? I should probably be putting 2025, but whatever. Yeah, so you can sell up to 49,000 at 0% taxable for long-term capital gains. So, the strategy would be to make millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, and then just sell like 50,000 a year or something. Or you could do a loan. There's a lot of ways you could do it. But yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends what you want. Like, I'm already living the life I want to live, There's no car or bigger house or anything like that that's going to benefit me. So like for me, it's, I'm already doing what I want to do. I want to stream, I want to make videos. That's what I want to do. I think it'll be different for a lot of you guys because, everyone has different goals and stuff like that. So I'm already doing everything I want to do. It's just, if I make millions, tens of millions of dollars from GameStop, I just don't plan on selling because I don't need it. Like, I'm sure there'll be a point where I do need it. Like, who knows? You never know. Like, health problems, like, you never know. So I would rather keep the money until I need it rather than wants, I guess, if that makes sense. But I guess everyone's situation's different, like I'm just lucky, I think, and I already have everything I mean, I don't have everything I want. Like, my car's a piece of shit, dude. I have the shittiest, most ghetto car you would ever see. Well, I've seen ghettoer cars, but it's up there. I drive a fucking beater, bro, but like, I'm happy driving the beater, I don't need a Lambo. I don't need nothing like that. So, everything's going to be different for everyone, but I'm already living the life I want to live for the most part. So all, making millions of dollars for me would do is just security for the future, realistically. because you never know what's going to happen in the future. You just never know. Woodbush's dark red short against Gme. If you see last 2 years of how this stock operates, you can assume that it can go to around 30 bucks. So selling for loss maybe not be a great decision, but there's also DCA, so I don't get it. Yeah, but you got to think all the times it went to $30. It wasn't real GameStop investors, you know, people who are dedicated to this stock buying it. We all buy when it's down here, you know? We all buy the dip. You know, I've bought it 30 bucks. I've bought it 25. Like, I can't say that I haven't done it. Of course I have, you know, because I had money at those times. But the people who are buying at $25, $30, those are people who are just jumping on the hype train. And when you jump on the hype train and make an uneducated bet, and then you're so arrogant that you won't even sell for a loss, which is most people for some reason. Most people are just like refuse to sell for a loss for some reason. You know, the second you get some like if you want to sell for a loss but you won't, the second you go break even, you're going to sell. So, you know, it's not people who are like committed to the investment or think it's a good investment. It's just people gambling because of the news or whatever, and it's based off of emotion. So like I definitely agree with you, but I think you're giving too much credit towards people who just YOLO into stocks because of news or something like that, or because the stock's going up. Like those people don't. Those people aren't in this for the next 10, 20, 30 years. They're trying to just capitalize on the stock price going up because they've seen what happened to GameStop in the past. They think they're going to get another massive squeeze and make a quick bag. And then when it doesn't happen, they get stuck. And for some reason, psychology doesn't let you sell for a loss unless you're like a real trader who doesn't care about that stuff. And most people aren't that. Most people aren't real traders. Most people are wannabe traders. And most people, I wouldn't even give them the title of trader. I would give them the title of degenerate gambler. Most people don't even understand what trading actually is. No plans on selling, but who the hell knows what happens in the future. I didn't plan on selling any of my Pokemon, but here we are. The interviews are the puppies in the system. Okay. I see. Yeah, I'll watch the interviews tomorrow or something. Probably get going here in a little bit. And yeah, you're right. You never know what could happen, for sure. For sure. You never know. I just personally think it's easier to see the future of like business than Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've all seen Pokemon. We've all seen retro games. We've all seen that stuff. Like, we see what happened and it happened. But like, is that going to happen again? Do you think Pokemon and like retro gaming and stuff like that is just going to continue to grow? It could, you know, it probably will. But I just don't think there's really a clear path. Whereas if you're investing in business and you actually do the fundamental analysis, I just think you can build like a real story and see the future. Like, of course, you know, people are going to speculate on like crypto or Pokemon or whatever it may be. You know, there's always going to be people speculating on that and think it's going to go up forever, but what happened with like Beanie Babies and shit like that, even though that's a totally different thing, like, of course, totally different time, you know, roses, like, you know, we've seen stuff like that before. I mean, look at 2022 to 23. Nobody gave a fuck about Pokemon. Nobody gave a flying fuck about Pokemon until like the end of 2023. So it's definitely just more speculative in my opinion. I think business is just easy to invest in. And if GameStop, eBay, whatever continues on the path they're going down, it's going to grow forever. What the stock price is going to do, I have no clue, but realistically, I'm not invested in the stock price. Like, for me, I don't give a fuck about the stock price. I'm not invested in the stock price. I'm invested in GameStop's business and what the future of GameStop's business looks like. I think a lot of people are invested in things because of the price. How much it's gone up, how much it's gone down, whatever it may be. Like, I'm not invested in that. And for that reason, the price to me doesn't matter. Here in Poland, I have 19% tax from the first buck earned. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, they could always change the tax laws here, but who knows? And also, you know, you can sell options. Like, you don't have to sell your shares. You could just sell options, you know? Like, there's ways to extract it without actually selling your shares. Of course, you know, if you sell options, potentially you will have to sell your shares, but there's other ways. There's definitely other ways to extract it. Baseline of credit loan. And I mean, if you have millions of dollars in equity, I think getting a loan would be super easy. You know, whether that's the best route or not, that's extremely debatable, but it is a route you could take. Poland politics don't even know what capital markets is. Only 3.2% of them are invested in capital markets. They invest only in apartments. Interesting, interesting. So, of course, they don't care about optimizing capital gains here. Of course, you need a Lambo because it's Lambo season. I mean, I'd have to have, like, over $10 million to even consider buying a Lambo, if I'm just being honest. And even then, I don't know. I don't know if that's something I would want. Almost 300K on my 2009 Toyota Prius. Let's go. Shout out Toyota. Shout out Toyota. I think I'm at like 150, but my car is beat to shit. State taxes are fed. Yeah, I mean, and you might, I mean, potentially you might have to pay state taxes. I guess that's a good point. It could be 0% for federal taxes, and then I don't know how much the state taxes would be. I guess that would be something worth looking up. What will a new era of gaming will bring? Yeah, true. Very true. AI is this massive thing. Like, AI is going to change gaming at some point. How much more did Ryan buy? They went from like 220,000 option exposure to 290,000. So now they have the exposure of 29 million shares. You know, whether it's all calls, and it says a put call pair, but you know, did they buy a bunch of calls and sell puts? Like, did they buy calls and puts? Like, I think it's yet to be determined what they actually bought. Because if they bought a bunch of calls, but they sold the puts, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. You still got that bike. That thing looked fun as hell. Nah, I got rid of that a while back. I wish. I wish I still had that bike. That was fun. I just got sick of riding it, though, to be fair. I was riding it all the time. And it's kind of dangerous, if I'm just being honest. A little dangerous. And they stopped, like, making parts and stuff for it. So that was also a concern of mine, like getting parts in the future and whatever. And maybe that's not really a big thing to be concerned about, but I just was kind of sick of it, to be fair. Still take our electric scooters out at night, drive around. They only go 20 miles per hour. I mean, that's pretty fast for an electric scooter, I feel like. I had an electric scooter for a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of the scooters. Like, they're cool, but I'd rather have a bike for sure. Hmm, 3 hours and 30 minutes. Is there anything to look up? I think I'm done reacting to stuff for today. My throat is cooked, bro. My throat is cooked. Hit the record button. I tried. Yeah, that was a joke. I can't believe I forgot to hit the record button twice. That was insane. Get a drone car. I'm gonna get a humanoid robot so I never have to leave my house. I'll just have the robot go do everything for me, you know? I need to go to the store. Oh, robot. Robot, go to the store. I need to do literally anything. Robot, get it going. You don't even need a car. You don't even need transportation. The robot will go and do it all for me. Robot on Heelys. Robot will call you to bail it out of jail. No, my robot's gonna be a good robot. It's a good noodle. It's a good robot. It's gonna be a... And plus, how can a robot commit a crime? Like, a robot doesn't have a social security or anything like that. How can they throw a robot in jail? Alright, chat. I think I'm gonna get out of here. My throat is cooked. Your robot's gonna be stuck in an elevator trying to figure out what button to push. Hopefully not. I mean, ideally, you'd be able to, like, control the robot from home as well. Like, obviously, it'd have the AI and it'd be able to do everything itself, but, like, I'd have a screen on my monitor over here, like, with the robot's vision, so I could see exactly what he's doing. So, I don't know, but I'm gonna get out of here, bro. I appreciate you guys all stopping in. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. It's awesome, you know, that I haven't streamed for like a week or two, and you guys all just coming in. Like, I'm super appreciative for you guys, so thank you. Thank you guys, for real. Michael Casper, it's been a while, Michael Casper. I'm about to leave, though, bro. I'm about to leave, Michael Casper. I'm cooked. My throat is done. I can't talk no more. I've talked too much today. But I appreciate you stopping in, bro. Later, Arca, Ruben, Patrick, Break Nation, Brian, Ober, Michael. Appreciate you guys. Jason, Moose. Much love, Moose. Kenny. I don't know who else is here. Elvis, maybe. RCH. I don't know who else is here, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for always supporting the stream. Shout out my OGs. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys. And shout out to the new people. Thanks for giving the stream another chance. Hopefully we see you again. And I should be on stream tomorrow. We'll watch some of the Ryan Cohen interviews and stuff, because I have not watched those yet. And yeah, we'll try to get back on the YouTube grind. But I really appreciate you guys. Later, Jay Parker. Have a good one, man. Appreciate you, bro. Hey, you have a good one, over. Go rest the flapper. Oh, I need to. And I gotta poop. And I gotta poop if I'm just being fair. I gotta poop. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day / night, wherever you reside in the world. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. God bless ya. Peace.